check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shawty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. I'm vibe with the blue. Vibe with the blue. Vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a slice, extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Cash, what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, the Blerd Without Fear. Carter presents in the building. What is going on, my people?
Hello, everybody. My name's Carter, and I am not a youth pastor.
I ain't gonna lie. This is without context, but I will say when that point came up in the movie, I kind of hollered a little bit. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, sisters, brothers, others, how are y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We are about to be talking about some Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, he was homecoming, then he went far from home. Now he can't get back. He's no way home now. But no, in all seriousness, we're gonna be talking about the movie. We are gonna be doing a full review. We're gonna be talking about the movie in the vaguest of terms humanly possible. For I'm gonna say maybe the first 30 to 45 minutes, and then maybe somewhere towards once we're done doing that, probably by the time, usually is kind of how this works, by the time that we get to I would say by the time we get to hour 2, we'll talk about spoilers, but honestly I'm gonna say it might not take that long, because to talk about this movie in the vaguest terms is kind of difficult. But we will find a way. But just know we're not going to be talking about spoilers off rip. I will let you guys know when we talk about spoilers, so that way, if you have not seen the movie yet, you won't be spoiled. Because I don't want to spoil this movie for y'all if you have not seen it yet. Also, I want to make this incredibly clear. If you post any spoilers in this chat, I'm sending Carter after y'all. And I don't want to put this out here in the ether. I don't want to put this person's name out in the ether, but just know I have a silent assassin, I have a hitman, I have my own personal bullseye. And if all I got to do is bam. I don't even have to do that sometimes. Sometimes he get him without me having to say nothing. So just please, I will let you guys, like, when we start talking about spoilers, then it's okay. But before and after that, no. Please do not do that. Please do not do that.
In the streets, we call them snitches.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, we don't want no snitches. No snitches, because you will catch them stitches. Anyways. I don't, as much as I like to get into the normal bullshittery and fuckery that we normally do, I kind of just really want to talk about Spider-Man.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Spider-Man.
The movie I did not plan on seeing this quickly until I was informed. So, with me having to work, y'all, let's get this out of the way real quick. This is why I hate my job. I'm just sitting here. I'm getting situated for work, and I get a message from a certain individual, and hey, are you going to go see Spider-Man No Way Home? You going to see it this weekend? I said, well, I don't know for sure. Absolute Venom with the $4.99 was good. Pastor Ernie and Bishop Carter saw that movie twice, and I went to heaven both times. Had to fight my way back to life for the cave. Well, I'm happy that someone cared enough about you to let you come back. Absolute Venom, because Disney don't care about you. So
we'll talk about that later.
So I get this message saying, hey, are you going to see Spider-Man No Way Home this weekend? I say, you know what? I don't know for sure. I will try to. Is anything going on? Why I can't wait? And again, I'm not going to name the individual that I spoke with, But I
This
was then
motherfucker.
informed. Okay, cool. I was just wondering if you were going to go see it because we talking about it this weekend. So that didn't let me know I'm gonna have to take my ass to the movies this week. First time in a very long time with all this COVID crap going on, especially in LA. I was actually uh politely informed that my ass has to go see Spider-Man No Way Home.
I didn't say you had to. I just said we were going to be talking about it, and I just was being respectful and letting you know just in case. That's all.
That was the nicest way a motherfucker has ever told me to get your ass back to work. That was the most politest way I have ever been informed to go do something.
You know, we're talking about the No Way Home, so you might want to. Yeah, you might want to go.
There you go, Gabriel Knight. Voluntold.
Damn. Oh, make me sound like such a terrible person.
Oh, real quick. I actually told Ernie about this before we started the show. Props has to be given to Gokhan Shuri's baby father. He thinks no one saw it, but I'm a vampire and I saw it. So there was a $2 super chat from Gokhan Shuri's baby father at let me
4 a.m.
It was around 4 a.m.
Oh,
Rise and Shine, Blerd Koa. Yep, like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I did see that super chat, sir.
Damn. I mean, dude, so you know what that means? If it was 3 or 4 in the morning for you, that means it was at least like 5 or 6 for me or something like that.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, but yeah, it could have very possibly been 5 or 6, maybe, give or take, depending on what time it was. Victor Creed with $2. Super chat says, does his name rhyme with Smyrny? See, y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ash O'Bash with the $5 says, why does Carter hate pecan pie?
I don't.
By the way, what's up, Ash? That's one of my homies right there. We are gonna be sailing the 7 seas tomorrow too, so we will be playing Sea of Thieves. We got a Sea of Thieves date tomorrow. We're gonna be out here robbing motherfuckers, stealing their treasure, and probably drinking and vomiting on their corpses. I can't wait. We also got a $10 super chat from Sammy Wilshire. Says, I know this is off topic, but are you going to review The Matrix Resurrections next week or the week after, since Christmas is around the corner? Happy holidays, everyone.
That does come out next week, doesn't it?
Next week. And I also, for those of you who are not channel members or patrons, I did put up there was a video that came out probably the same time the Gokhan Shuri's baby's father put up the super chat this morning. But we will not have a Blerd cave next week, because next week is Christmas. It's actually, or rather, Saturday. Christmas is on Saturday this year, so we might do something else maybe after. But we may take a knee next week. I haven't decided yet. Me and Carter will talk about it later and figure it out. But yeah, I'll probably do a little something. We'll probably talk about it when we come back. If by that time at least one of us has seen it. Because I do plan on seeing it.
So I have HBO Max, and it comes out at a time where I'm like, what?
Wait, is it actually? 22nd? I thought it was only in the. Oh wait, no, it is on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
So yeah, I actually will see it then. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
There's no question then.
Exactly. Let me get this out of the way, because now people are starting to say that shit. I do not hate pecan pie. Okay.
You just don't like pecans.
This Caucasian, okay, has a problem with me, because when I eat pecan pie, I may or may not just take all the fucking pecans off first. That's all I do. I eat the pie.
Actually, I would like to correct you. I am of the belief. I don't know why I'm talking like purred happily from from Parks and Rec. You heard with purred, but no, I believe that Ash Obash is of the Latin persuasion.
Not this picture I see on Twitter right now, unless that flash is on. She look like the top of this Starbucks. You see that? You see how this Starbucks cup is glowing right now in this picture I just see on Twitter?
Oh my God.
Ash Obash, as bright as this flash. That's what that is.
You ain't shit. Anyway, we got one from Debo the Black Panther with a $20 super chat. Says, man, I can't front. No Way Home is easily in my top 5 MCU movies. Theater was packed and everyone was enjoying it. The ticket lines were crazy. Actually, this was the first time in a long time. And yeah, granted, COVID. But this is actually the first time in a long time. I don't think I've seen a okay, you know the last time I saw a movie theater this packed and this hype? Endgame. Actually, okay. Black Panther and Endgame. Those are the last 2 times when I went to go see a Marvel movie in theaters before COVID, where like not only was the theater packed, not only was the house sold out, not only were there people having to wait in line, people fighting to get tickets, people like just waiting in long lines, but also how hype the people were in the theater. But dude, it was fantastic.
So I ended up getting them. I was one of the first people to actually get to my theater. You and I actually talked when I got to my theater, because I hadn't been to a movie theater since Infinity War, since before I moved here. That was the last time I'd gone to see the movie in theater. Infinity War. And yeah, and that's when I realized like movie theaters have changed a tad bit. COVID or no COVID, especially in LA. Like, there was a real deal restaurant in the movie theater, and when I say restaurant, I'm talking steaks at a goddamn movie theater.
Wait. Out your way. Do they have? Was it Alamo Draft House, or was it something else?
No, so we have Cinemark. Okay. And ArcLight. So what they had was called Cinemark Reserve. And when I saw Reserve, I thought that meant I couldn't go in there unless I had a reservation, which is really nasty that you need a reservation to go into a movie theater restaurant. I would hate to see some female getting taken to dinner at a goddamn movie theater restaurant. That's beside the point. So the reserve portion comes from the fact that I can order a steak, right? Medium rare, and a beer if I so choose to, and then have that delectable steak and some said beer brought to my seat while I'm watching the movie. That's gross.
Dude,
that is so just.
That with the pinky up. That's with the pinky
so
up.
Gross.
No, I'll say this. In Texas, in Tejas, the Alamo Draft House. This was years ago, even before COVID. They were doing that shit. I'm talking about like as far back as like the 20-teens, early 20-teens. They were doing this shit where like you could have food brought to you, and it would be like I won't necessarily say steaks, but they would bring you like you could get. Normally go to movie theater, you get like popcorn, nachos, a hot dog if you're lucky, or some shit like that. These motherfuckers, and they actually do this now here in Memphis. The Stage Theater, I know for a fact, does this. You can get the chicken tenders, you can get hamburgers, you can get fries, you can get. I think they even have like hot wings and shit. You can, and of course, the Paradiso. Yeah. Because I think you were still here when the Paradiso was put up. Paradiso now has IMAX, and they've always had a bar. Paradiso had a bar since that junk came up, so you could get you a drink if you wanted. You could watch the game if you wanted to while you wait for your movie if you wanted to.
See, so what I ended up doing, because I got the first showing, and the first showing was at 3 It was at 3 in the afternoon. So I ended up getting a drink, and that's when I hit you up. And that's when I realized that the bartender was a little bit heavy. So I was kind of
leaning.
loose.
Look. You might have saw more than what you thought you saw. or you might not have seen as much as you thought you saw. Now I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. I was a little bit out there. I was a little bit out there, and then I really thought I was loopy when I spent $15 on some chicken tenders. And got 2 chicken tenders and some fries. I thought I was a little bit loopy. I thought maybe I had gotten so hammered I ate one of the chicken tenders and couldn't remember. No.
Oh Lord, this man. Look, we got the $2 super chat from Talali House. It said $2. It says in 2021, Carter didn't get a plate. Hashtag RIP Carter's plate.
I didn't actually. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, you didn't get a plate.
You know what? No, that don't count either. That was nasty.
Ooh.
No, I was gonna say when I was
work plate.
Yep.
See, I already knew. When you said
it was a police station work plate, and it was nasty.
See, they do better.
Yeah.
Eric Morgan with the $20 super chat says, if you're in the Blerd cave this morning, you saw that movie already. Don't even front. Probably pulled the kids from school and or miss a day of work too. Don't hold back on spoilers, folks. Release the damn Kraken. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. There's a designated time and a place for those. Asho Bash with a $5 super chat says, anyway, much love to you both. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, of course. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you. Also, I hope you feel better. I hope you're feeling better. I know
what's wrong with
you were under the weather.
Yeah, see, God don't like ugly. See? Insulting my pie tastes. Now you're sickly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Anyway, Tubes One with the $2 super chat up, y'all at work listening via Bluetooth. Happy holidays. We appreciate you, pimp. And we got Go Conshur, his baby's father, says with the $5 super chat. Says, Flash look like the white girls that skin tan a lot. Oh my God. Y'all ain't shit.
God.
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. No, okay. So I think I might share the story with you before, Carter. I have no idea, but I used to work with a woman at Best Buy back in the day, way back in the day, like 2010.
Yeah.
So over 10 years ago. Sweetest woman ever. And I remember for the longest time, I had no clue she was Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was white, because she was like this, average looking white woman. Yeah.
Wait. You know when he's talking about Flash, he's talking about Flash Thompson, right?
I had no. Honestly, I didn't even put those two together. But since I'm already here, I'm just gonna keep going. But no, her name was
He's
Natalie
not
Valdez.
talking about Ash, because I see Ash in the chat saying, you called me ugly. We're talking about Flash Thompson. He's talking about No Way Home.
Oh. Well, like I said, my story, I'm already into it, so I'm just gonna finish it. I heard you, but no, her name was Natalie Valdez. I just assumed she was married to somebody Mexican, because she did not look Mexican at all.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, her dad came to work to bring her something, and I was like, oh damn. I was like, oh, maybe she's half Mexican. Then her mom pulled up. I was like, oh, you whole Mexican. You just got the crazy, like, I guess more like just the white passing genes. I was like, God damn, I didn't know that was a thing. My whole world was changed from that moment forward. I was like, oh damn, I never knew. And from that moment forward, I was educated.
A white passing gene, Ernie?
Yes. Yeah.
So she just
Hey, you seen that movie on Netflix, goddammit. Don't act like you didn't. You saw the movie with Tessa Thompson and you know that movie called Passing. Don't play with me, man. By the way, I want to point out, and Carter, I want you to know.
Yes.
I want you to know, bro. LJ Brown almost caught you. He
Dude.
said, Ernie, technically Debo got a 1999 super chat. But that's okay, because Gabriel Knight came in the clutch. He said, with the 1999 super chat, says always showing support to Blerd and Pastor Carter.
So I'm going to tell you what's even funnier about that, because we have to give a big shout out to Scott Yar for the 99.99.
Woo!
Merry Christmas. Buy yourself something on me, strippers. Happy holidays for everything you both do. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that, Scott Yar. let me tell you why that 1999 is so fucking disgusting. Gabriel Knight was one of the people that was in my stream this past week when I was streaming Quantum Break. And
it struck again, didn't it?
It did. It struck again because one of the key points in that game when they were focusing on the time travel was going back in time. To what year, you ask? 1999, and everybody just laughs their ass off because they can hear in my voice that I'm slowly getting pissed every time 1999 is constantly brought the fuck up.
Hey,
so, yeah.
The ghost of 1999 strikes again.
Jesus Christ.
Thank
then
you,
we got
by the way, Scott.
Thank you,
Scott.
We really appreciate that.
Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you as well.
Yes, and we also have a $4.99 super chat from Carlos Johnson. I guess I'm in the minority. I enjoyed No Way Home, but I had issues with the plot holes. I'll wait till you all discuss.
We will. You know what? Let's go ahead and start it. By the way, also thank you, Carlos, for that super chat. By the way, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, okay, Spider-Man No Way Home, it picks up, and this isn't a spoiler because I feel like this information has been out there for quite some time. Not to mention about a week or two ago, Sony released the first, like literally the first 1 minute of the movie online.
Shit, before you even see the movie, you hear.
You hear, like, it's a recap of everything that happened at the end of Far From Home. Mm-hmm. And you basically get we go back to that shot of Spider-Man's secret identity being revealed. Now, once again, I want to say this isn't spoilers, we're just kind of setting you up. We're setting you up for what we're going to be talking about here in just a sec. But we've got Spider-Man. We got the shot of him where he's like, "Oh my god," or actually he kind of says "holy shit" or "oh shit" or whatever, but he gets cut off. But yeah, his identity has been leaked, and I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, it's You remember when Homecoming came out? You remember when Homecoming came out? Remember the big ending scene was Aunt May walking on Peter as he's, in his Spider-Man costume.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, she was like, oh, oh shit. And then when by the time he got to Far From Home, it wasn't really addressed. Because, so much has happened. Infinity War happened. Endgame happened. The blip happened. People died, came back, so on and so forth, so forth. And it was never really addressed. They just never really talked about it. It just kind of seemed like, oh, yeah, no, everything's cool. I know what's going on. It's fine.
Yeah. And I love that fact.
Yeah.
I love that fact. Speed this shit up. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, just keep it moving. And without saying too much, it's even actually addressed at a point in this movie that apparently there was a big deal. It just, we never saw it. But that said, what I did enjoy about this movie is that they could have easily swept this under the rug and kept on moving. But that did not happen. And basically what this movie is dealing, and of course if you've seen the trailers, you know what we're talking about here, is dealing with the fallout of Spider-Man's identity being leaked by J. Jonah Jameson, a variant of J. Jonah Jameson, confirmed by actor J.K. Simmons. And it's kind of hilarious because you don't really... Okay, so normally in the comics, Carter, what do we associate with people knowing Peter Parker's identity? What do we usually associate with that?
I'm going to let you answer that question because I'm kind of confused by the question.
Okay, so typically in the comics, and this is not just with Spider-Man, this was any superhero really, but usually when a superhero's secret identity is revealed, especially Spider-Man's, it's his villains. His villains start coming. He's worried about people coming after his family.
Oh, gotcha.
He's worried about people coming after the people that he loves. And that's not really the main concern here. I mean, it is, but it's not the main concern because technically both of his villains already know who he is anyway. The only two villains he's faced, the Vulture and Mysterio, already know who he is. So that's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
What they did here, and it's kind of what they did with Civil War. They do this deal where, we're not focused on secret identities. We're focusing about people being endangered. This is what the whole Superhero Registration Act is, or in the MCU, the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
So in this, it's just more about, the people that are affected by it. And that's why, it's the fallout of that. It's basically, Peter realizing that, oh, wait, the shit's fucked up. My identity is out in these streets. People know who I am. They know who my girlfriend is. They know her face. They know who my aunt is. Like, all my shit's out there because people have Google. But
and the one thing that it always trips me out when I see shit like this, and then it brings me back to pro wrestling.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I forgot the wrestler's name. I used to call him a goat. Because he had a beard. What's his name? White boy.
Are you talking about Bryan Danielson?
Thank you. I knew. I almost said. I thought it was reversed.
Well, no, in WWE it was.
Okay,
it was. But before he came to WWE, his name was Bryan Danielson.
Okay, because I remember this thing he said about the audience there. How 1 minute they'll like you, and then some random or sundry thing will happen, and then they'll boo you after they just got through cheering you because they're so fickle. And I remember seeing those trailers, and I never understood what. It always tripped me out that you see all these people just bearing down on them. I remember when we reacted to that first trailer that they showed. You got all the people in the school looking at Peter, and they all got cameras on them. You got people dogging him out, this, that, and third. It's funny to me just because this was a dude who has saved everybody, rescued kittens from trees, this, that, and third. One thing happens. Oh yeah, you don't like him. That dude. It just tripped me out just how fickle people are when they just flip so fast off somebody they do not know, because that's the one thing, that's the one takeaway from Far From Home, was just that Mysterio was new on the scene. We didn't know who Mysterio was.
He was from another universe.
Exactly. Spider-Man had been there for a minute.
But he was the new hotness. Mysterio was the new hotness, and he was flashy.
And they were so quick to just turn on when they at this point they know just this kid. So yeah, that was one thing that always tripped me out with stories like this, just how fickle people could be. Because if your ass was not a villain, you sure shit gonna become one when you see how just horrible people treat you.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly. But like this whole movie hinges on Doctor Strange, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess not oddly enough. We knew this was going to be a thing. But yeah, one of the things that kind of hinges on is Doctor Strange. He actually plays a pretty decent role in this movie, as one would probably imagine from the trailers. Yeah, he's out here waving his hands. I love how far Doctor Strange has come from the first movie. In the first movie, he was basically just doing firecracker kung fu. Because they didn't have that. The budget wasn't quite where they needed it to be. So it was a lot of firecracker effects, and things of that nature, and I mean, you had like the mirror dimension stuff, which was really cool looking, but like he's like this is post Endgame Doctor Strange, and he's out here, and I love the fact that they found, like, I don't know, to some people I don't think it's seen that way. I know I've seen some people talk about how they didn't care for how willy-nilly it seems Doctor Strange is kind of going along with the whole thing. But it's one of those things that when you see the movie, you'll kind of, to me, I figured it out. I figured it out for myself, or at least this way it was presented to me. I took it the way I think the studio intended for me to take it, and it was just to go with it. But one of the things that of course, the spell, as magic is wont to do in the Marvel Comics universe. It is the same way in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The spell goes awry. It goes awry, and it has unforeseen consequences. Now, we know what these consequences are. The consequences...
Yeah, we've seen the trailers.
The consequences are, and is that the multiverse becomes affected by what's happening. Now, I don't feel like this is a spoiler because it seems pretty obvious. This is all stuff we've seen. We've literally talked about this in trailers. These characters that we end up seeing enter into this movie, characters like Dr. Octopus, characters like Electro, the Sandman, the Lizard, and of course the Green Goblin. These characters, these aren't the Tom Holland Spider-Man's version of these characters. These characters are clearly from the previous movies. So Doc Ock is from Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Sandman from Spider-Man 3, so on and so forth.
Which I'm still surprised I'm still surprised they even touched Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, yeah, I am too, honestly. But I'm actually surprised they touched a lot of things in this movie. But anyway. but yeah, so you get to this point where you've got all these different characters. And actually, I'm gonna tell you the ones that really surprised me were the Amazing Spider-Man villains. Like, I was actually more surprised they actually went to Lizard and Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 respectively, just because it just was like, that's an interesting move that you guys are going for right there. That's a very interesting move. It's not the move I would have pulled. Not the move I would have pulled at all. But I commend you for trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so this all leads to Peter having to go into Mary Chase. Now, I want to go ahead and just say right now that without diving too much into the plot of it, there's good reasons for why you see some of the things you see in those trailers. There's good reasons for why you see Doctor Strange going hard in the paint after Spider-Man in those trailers. It all makes sense once you see it, as it is intended to be seen. This movie, I'm going to tell you right now, this movie is funny. It is lighthearted. But this is a tale of two movies. Because this movie is also grim in some spots. It's very dark in some spots. There's rays of light, rays of hope. But this is one of those movies that, like... So, full disclosure, I took my daughter with me to go see this, my 6-year-old, because she loves Spider-Man. She loves Spider-Man. That's her favorite. Actually... Spider-Man used to be her favorite superhero. It's actually changed. She actually told me this last night because I met our homies from Nerd 901, and we had one of our homies, Nick, who his favorite superhero is Spider-Man. He asked us, "Oh, who's your favorite Spider-Man?" And without even a moment's hesitation, she was like, Spider-Gwen. Like, soon as she discovered there was such a thing as Spider-Gwen, she was like, "Nah, I don't care about that motherfucker over there. I want this motherfucker over here. I like this one. The one with the undercut and the hoodie. That's the one that's my Spider-Man." But no, all of that was an aid to saying that there were some parts of this movie I kind of be like, I had to lean over, look at my baby, and be like, "You good?"
And that was going to be a question I did ask because there are, I would say almost, this doesn't even feel like a film, because I was going to recommend a coworker go take their daughter to go see this, and a buddy of mine go take his kids, but then I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, well, shit, I don't even think You really could, because yeah, it's a Spider-Man movie, but I almost felt like it was more so for us. And when I say us,
Yeah.
I don't mean comic fans. I mean more so adults
Right.
or
Yeah.
people that are a little bit older.
Hmm.
Almost is what I felt this
Yeah.
film was for.
Yeah.
Just because of just the things that it is dealing with, even though it is kids or kids, uh, you're still dealing with a lot of grown folk shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of grown folk business
Mhm.
in this movie. I
Even
definitely
I was gonna say, is some grown folk stuff going on in this movie that's not just relegated to Peter and MJ and other friends. It's with fucking Aunt May and
Oh, yeah,
Happy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Yeah. It's crazy, man, cuz okay, so you know what it reminded me of? Okay, so you remember Far From Home, right?
mhm.
There was the scene in Far From Home where like, Peter's fighting Mysterio and Mysterio's got him like wrapped up in all the illusions and shit. And you see the scene of Spider-Man at Tony Stark's grave.
Mhm.
And like the zombie version of like a zombie version of Tony come busting up out the grave. And
Yeah.
like that was kind of a grim dark scene because of like how it almost kind of went in a horror movie direction.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that's what's happening with this movie, but I'm just saying like it was one of those tonal shifts very similar, but only instead of being like for like a few seconds, it's for like a good chunk of the movie where like there's a lot of heavy themes that come up.
Mhm.
And it's I was impressed with how they handle, because normally Marvel movies are, on the whole, even in the face of Annihilation, they're usually pretty lighthearted. They usually kind of find a way to bring back, and they do this with this movie too. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like this movie kind of, the stakes, like, okay, that's what it is. You remember after Endgame and Infinity War came out, anytime another Marvel movie came out that was like a solo movie, people would be like, didn't seem like it was as dire as Endgame. Like everybody wanted to compare every Marvel movie to Endgame. Like if you didn't have an Endgame level threat going on, people just they just acted like, oh, it wasn't that big a deal.
Just say Black Widow. You want to say Black Widow? Just say.
I wasn't even gonna say Black Widow. Well, I mean, I wasn't even just gonna say Black Widow,
Mhm.
but people said the same thing about Captain Marvel. People said the
Mhm.
same thing about to a lesser extent maybe Far From Home. To a certain degree. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mhm.
Those particular movies, even Black Panther. They were like, people were just like, oh yeah, it's not as big as what happened in Infinity War. It's not as big as what happened in Endgame. But it's like, why would it be?
Mhm.
You're talking about movies where you got to have a whole team involved. This is a movie where it's like probably 2 or 3 people. But in this movie, they actually kind of like, remember how Captain America Civil War kind of felt like an Avengers 2.5. This doesn't feel like an Avengers 2.5, but it feels like a story of that magnitude. Like it's a bigger story than the
Mhm.
main character. Like it's something that extends to, not just Spider-Man, but you're encompassing Doctor Strange. You're encompassing like all these big, huge implications. And there's a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're one of those people who likes to look for Easter eggs, you will damn near break your goddamn neck. Looking for Easter eggs. There's Easter eggs all throughout this movie. I have to see it at least 2 more times in theater, just to see them all. Because there were moments that I was like, ooh, did I see what I thought I saw? Ooh, I'm not sure if I saw. Maybe was that what I think it is? I think it was what I thought it was. It was a lot of that going on, and there's
Yeah.
no way. I don't think there's any wasted screen time
Seeing this
in
in a
this movie.
theater, it reminded me why I like seeing things in the theater, just
Mm,
because of the different age groups that are gonna go see a
yeah.
film. Uh, because you had a lot of the younger crowd in there who was there for Tom Holland and had only seen, the MCU stuff. You had a few older people there
Mm,
that were there for, the older villains with Doc Ock and Green Goblin, stuff like that. So, when you talk about the Easter eggs, of which there were several,
there's
it
a ton.
It was really cool seeing how the more MCU people would respond to certain things, and then the older crowd, how I would always hear a gasp or they did it. Oh,
yeah.
So that was a really great feeling. They kind of checked every box. They did good with this film, because I know we hadn't said it yet, but all in all, I think it's fair to say we both really liked this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This movie was like, okay. So I remember the first time I saw Avengers opening night, midnight show. This is back when they still did midnight showings. Midnight, Avengers 1, and I remember myself, dozens of other people, we were all like, man, yeah, y'all can run that back. Like, when the movie was over, it was like, oh, no, run it back. and it's not to say I haven't felt that way with other Marvel movies. I have. There's plenty of Marvel movies where I'm like, yeah, y'all go ahead and play that again. But this is the first time in a while that I was in the theaters like, man, I was like, yeah, y'all could run that back. I don't give it. Honestly, the only reason that I felt compelled to go home and not have them run it back was because I had my 6-year-old with me.
Got your baby with you.
Yeah, and honestly, by the time, and don't get me wrong, she loved the movie. She loved the movie, but she's a 6-year-old. She she has a 6-year-old's attention span. By the time the movie was starting to get towards the end, like where you could tell, like, okay, the problem has been solved to whatever degree they could solve it, and it's time for the credits to start rolling here in about maybe 5 or 10 minutes, she was kind of like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
And I remember, like, even when, like, our Nerd 901 homies asked, like, oh, what was your favorite part? She was like, the ending, because I was ready to go home. And she wasn't being mean about it. She was just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Because the movie's about 2 hours, 28 minutes. It's about 2.5 hours, just shy of. But I want to talk, before we get into spoilers, I want to talk about some performances. Because I think just about everybody in here, there were a couple of exceptions, but pretty much everybody in this movie is acting their asses off. Like, case in point, Alfred Molina being back as Doc Ock. Dude, it was almost like he never left. It was kind of awesome. It was I don't know, there was something about seeing them big ass robotic octopus arms beating the brakes off Spider-Man.
So I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
I would disagree with that.
Really?
I would say the MVP of this movie.
Well, I'm not saying MVP. I'm just going down a line. I'm going down a line of. I'm not saying who's the best. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the people whose performances stood out to me.
Okay, go ahead.
But no, carry on.
No. If that's what we're doing, the standout performance. See, I don't think I can say what I want to say. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, now that we talked about Doc Ock, I will say, the one that I will say this. We know Sandman's in the movie. I thought he did a pretty good job. They kind of, without saying too much, they did a good job of portraying what his character is normally like in the comics.
He is Hawkeye.
Yeah, more or less. Okay, so, and of course, I'd probably say the one. Before I get to the one that I really kind of want to jump into, the one character that I thought wasn't doing the best job, was probably Electro.
You said who wasn't doing the best job?
Wasn't doing the best job. And I'm not saying he wasn't good, but just like, compared to some of the other performances, I'm not going to count Reese Ifans as the Lizard because he's the Lizard pretty much, the entire movie. And he was kind of more there as comic relief.
Yeah.
But and even when he did speak, he was effective. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But Electro was the one I was a little bit disappointed in just because I kind of felt like Jamie Foxx was just being Jamie Foxx at that point. Like, I mean, he looked cool. Like, the points where, like, he would when he used his powers, he would get like the he'd get the like the Electro mask. Like what we're used to seeing. Let's see. Yeah, like this right here. Yeah, he'd have that classic Electro mask. It was cool. I like that. He got some Timberlands on.
I think he did.
He had some Timberlands on. Lord have
those were some Timberlands, or they were some Funkmaster Flex lugs. They're one of the two.
Lord have mercy. But no, I thought he looked cool. I thought they handled his powers great. It's just that there were a couple of points where I kind of felt like his delivery on some of his lines was a little off. But I still enjoyed his character, though. I thought they did a better job with him in this movie than they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
By and large.
I will agree with you in the sense of it was great to it was great to see the superior Spider-Man on the screen again. It was great just to all those memories come rushing back of when you saw him in Spider-Man 2, because I didn't realize it until he popped on the screen. I was just like, damn, I've seen all three of those Raimi movies in theaters. And so it's yeah, he did his thing, but honestly, I think Jamie Foxx was truth in this movie.
Well,
now, you know what? And I will disagree with you in the sense of it was Jamie being Jamie. Because I saw some people in the chat say the same thing. Honestly, I would disagree with that because I don't think we've never really seen, and I think I know where so let me tell you where my mind is going with that statement. With that statement of hearing Jamie Foxx is just being Jamie Foxx, my mind goes to how Will Smith is just Will Smith in films, and Jamie Foxx was nowhere near that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I have the feeling I have.
Okay.
So the day before I saw this movie, there was an interview that was posted online by Sony, and it was an interview with Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx. The same way Jamie Foxx was acting and carrying himself in that interview, that's exactly what I saw in this movie.
Okay.
That's why I said what I said. And it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that. I mean, hell, anything is preferable to. Don't you know? I'm Electro. You know, look. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on it. It's just that I kind of wish that, without saying too much, of all the people who come back, there was something that was said in that interview where Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe were talking about mustache twirling villains. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
That's kind of how I felt Jamie Foxx portrayed Electro in this. He was more of your typical average, everyday, bog standard mustache twirling villain. That's what I felt like. I mean, they did give him gravitas, but it just kind of seemed to come and go. It waxed and waned with the phases of the moon. It wasn't consistent. But that said, I'm going to tell you the MVP in this movie.
Oh, no, we all know who the MVP was in this fucking movie, man.
Look.
It doesn't matter what movie
it
is. It doesn't matter. Well, let me say it doesn't matter what movie. It doesn't matter what Spider-Man we get. It is always going to end. It is always going to hit its fever pitch with a fucking Osborn.
Oh, yeah. Green Goblin MVP.
Willem Dafoe was the truth in this movie.
He was acting his ass off. he was acting his ass off. I don't think I've ever seen Willem Dafoe so comfortable in this role. And this is, I'm not saying he wasn't good before. He was the best parts, even in that ugly ass suit. Even in that ugly ass Power Rangers suit, he looked like a Power Rangers villain. Even in that suit, he still looked like the truth because of how he carried himself. And, you know, as his look, and it does evolve over the course of the movie, at least in terms of kind of getting, without saying too much, it does, he's still wearing that ugly ass suit, but there's changes made to it to kind of make it more interesting. And he finds a way to make you feel the way that you feel about this character that I think even Sam Raimi couldn't accomplish in the first 2 Spider-Man movies. Like, this dude was he was terrifying. He was terrifying. He was somebody I was legitimately scared of.
I know what I'm gonna say to get me out to where I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, what's up?
You all should totally clip this shit and put it on Twitter. I think Willem Dafoe and Jamie Foxx were the standout performances in this film when it came to villains.
Okay.
I think Alfred Molina was the weakest.
Really? Okay.
Because him coming from Spider-Man 2, and as great as that movie was, he didn't really have to try hard to be good because he already came from perfection.
Okay, I'll give you that. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you that.
He didn't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't have to uplift himself out the dirt like Jamie Foxx did.
look. Jamie Foxx was the real Sandman in this one. Remember what was it, Spider-Man 3, that motherfucker first turned to Sandman? He was trying to crawl up out the dirt. That was Jamie Foxx in this movie. He was crawled up out the dirt. But no, and once again, I think I'm not saying there was like bad performances. I'm just saying
no,
some just stood out to me more than others. That said, man, let's get into spoilers.
Okay.
But before we do, I do want to go back because we got some super chats to talk about here.
Okay.
We got one from B-Bowl Trading with the $4.99 super chat. Says about to head to go see Spider-Man now. We'll catch the replay when I'm back to get y'all's thoughts. Peace, fellas. Hey, enjoy that movie, goddammit. Fucking enjoy it. I think you're gonna love it. We also got one from Fire Flame 62 $10 super chat. Says now the MCU has introduced the multiverse. Do you think they will bring in Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because the main Fitz died and was replaced by a variant of himself?
Well, nah, don't nobody give a fuck about no goddamn Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I don't know, man. I disagree, man, because I talked some shit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Twitter, man. Folks started coming for me.
Man, you come for me.
Some folks started coming.
Let me explain something to you all, and I mean this as gross as it's going to sound. If you try to come for me, I'll come on you. Get out of my face. No one cares about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Dude, I don't know why, but for some reason, you just made me think of. So I've been going through my backlog of video games.
Okay.
Trying to clear them out.
I'm happy you said video games because of what I just said. I don't want to know what backlog you just went to.
No. So there's a scene in the ending, or in not the ending, but in the end game of the game Judgment. I don't know. For some of y'all may be familiar with that series.
Oh, the Yakuza spinoff.
Yeah, the Yakuza spinoff of Ryuga Gotoku. But there's a scene where one of the supporting characters, like, y'all get surrounded by a bunch of dudes getting ready to fight you, and dude's like, man, can you please stop coming on us? And then, like, my mind immediately went there because, you know, I'm a child. I'm a dirty-minded child. And the game kind of pauses for a second, and then next it cuts to it cuts to one of the other characters, and they just start looking at him. He's like, I mean, coming at us. He's like, I didn't mean what you guys thought I meant. And so this is like the second time that in less than 24 hours that has come up. But no, we got another one from Ernest Holloway with the $5 super chat. Says my Spider-Man had head spinning like Nancy Reagan. Dude, it's that good. It's wild. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's wild. Let me tell you. Like dude, Carter, do you remember the meme that was going around?
Meme.
It was here. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull this up. It was a meme that was going around. It was making all the rounds. Like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It was the meme about expectations. It was literally the Spider-Man. It was a Spider-Man No Way Home poster that literally had every fucking character in it. It was like, and I don't even mean Marvel movie characters. It had characters for movies that have shit to do with Spider-Man. It had Indiana Jones, had Godzilla, had Fast and Furious. It had so much shit in it. But yeah, it just, matter of fact, here, I found the motherfucker. It just, the shit just killed me. Because it just reminded me, just how ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like here's the motherfucker, right? Look, this shit got Jurassic Park. It got the motherfucking, it got, look, there's Ted down there. From the movie Ted. Got Ted down there. They got Willy Wonka in this shit. Wolverine. Motherfucking T-Rex from Jurassic Park. King Kong. Got a Super Star Destroyer and the SS Enterprise in this motherfucker. People's expectations. Hell, they got a whole Homelander sitting over there somewhere. And I think I saw Pennywise, the Tim Curry version. This was people's expectation. For this movie. That's how unrealistic everyone's expectations for these. Hell, the expectations were so unrealistic. They had DC characters here. You see Joker and Harley Quinn in this motherfucker. Yeah. It got to the point that there was no way you could go see this movie and have any kind of a realistic expectation. If the internet is to be believed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty goddamn ridiculous. Jason Davison with the $2 super chat says weaving soundtracks from earlier films. Choice. Yeah, they did. They actually did a little bit. We also got one from Daniel Barber with the $9.99 super chat says, "What up, Blerd K? Finally able to catch you guys live. Y'all killing it on this channel. Keep that hustle going. Get them likes up. Thank you, dude." Thank you,
sir.
Thank you. We also got another one here from Debo the Black Panther with the $10
I love that name, dude. I love that
name. Okay, well, you know what? Since we already said spoilers, I didn't even read it before I clicked on it, but we already said spoilers, so there you go. But yeah, that said, yes, if you are curious.
Before we say that.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the spoilers portion.
Yeah.
Of this conversation.
Yeah. This is all spoiler territory.
So let me get this out of the way right now. Now that this is a part of my life, this being the Blerd Cave, and having to, do a lot of research on things and talk about things and, just kind of figure out, what stories are true and what stories are not, just things that are worth talking about on this show. I now hate my line of work.
See, I kept telling you. I warned you a long time ago.
John, is it Campia? I fucking hate
John Campia. Yeah.
Yeah, John Campia. I hope.
I know what image you're talking about too, because there's a couple of shots that he put up. They were straight from the movie. John Campia, I fucking hate your guts. I hope a truck runs into your house and leaks hot garbage juice everywhere. Damn.
I really hate my line of work now. I love interacting with you guys. I love this community that has accepted me and all this good stuff, but God damn, man, I want to be surprised when I see stuff, because there were a lot of things that happened where it was just like, literally the first thing I see was the first thing that got spoiled and leaked, and it's just like, fuck, I can't believe that leak was true. And it kept happening a lot when I was watching. Fuck that Lucas
See,
troop.
Carter don't listen to me. I always tell him, like, whenever we talk about shit on the cave, like some of these stories, these news and rumors, I typically choose the ones that I know have at least some chance of being substantiated.
Yeah.
I don't typically like talking about the ones that aren't true because I can look at some of this shit and tell it's not true. Now, there's a shot, and I know what shot you're talking about. It was the one when you brought up John Campea. There's a shot, and it was one that was making the rounds for a while. It was this shot. And here, actually, real quick.
You know what? We already said we're talking about sports.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about fucking Daredevil people.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that scene was photoshopped.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that scene was photoshopped, and it wasn't. It was very much. This is the one I was actually talking about right here.
Okay.
This shot was real. A lot of people thought it was, and I was one of the people too. I thought it was Photoshop because someone had pointed out that Tobey Maguire at the time that he would have filmed this, he was seen walking around and his hair was completely different, not by a whole heap of lot, but enough that it was like, nah, that probably wasn't the case. Yeah, it is actually what they said it was. It is what it is. But that said, now that we, I do agree. Yeah. Andrew Garfield, he killed it. I think he actually yes.
I almost feel like the third act of this movie what, you know what, honestly, not really, because Jamie Foxx, Electro showed up before Andrew Garfield showed up, but I feel like a lot of this movie was like, my bad on the Amazing Spider-Man, let me make it up to y'all real quick.
It kind of was because, well, okay, so when Electro first shows up, he's blue, just like he was in the original movie, just like he was in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's blue,
electricity blue.
And
then
he was
Electro.
And they even make a joke about the comb over, the gap teeth. They make a joke about him being blue. They make all the jokes about his and him, how he fell into the vat of eels. They make that joke not once, but I think 2 or 3 separate times. They make that joke. And there's even some gags with Andrew Garfield where they kind of make fun of, like, about the amazing, Spider-Man, so on and so forth.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Because we both saw it in theaters. So the part where Ned, who I have never fucking liked this character, when he opening the portal and you see Spider-Man and then Spider-Man kind of waving like, what the fuck is going on?
I immediately knew it was not Tom Holland.
Well, I think everyone knew that. What I was going to ask you was, everybody got excited at that point because they knew what was about to go down.
Right, yeah.
And everybody in my theater just started blowing up because they saw Spider-Man and they knew that wasn't Tom Holland.
Yeah.
When he took the mask off and it was Andrew Garfield, how did your theater respond? Because mine got loud when they saw Spider-Man because they knew it wasn't Tom Holland. When he took the mask off and they saw Andrew Garfield, I feel like those motherfuckers got even louder.
Yeah, no, it was the same. Like when he did, when they did the whole, it was very akin to the in-game scene where, like, hey, on your left, and then people just start showing up. When he turned around, and I don't know what it is. I feel like the theater was pumping some kind of, I don't know, maybe it was in the movie, I don't know. But I always feel like when that scene happened, I had the exact same response, reaction, everything to that in-game scene. Maybe because it was kind of similar in a way. But yeah, when he turned around, he waved, and I was like, and I leaned over to Adam. I was like, yeah, that ain't Tom Holland. Because some shit didn't happen. That motherfucker ain't waving at nobody. But when he took the mask off, I got hype, and everybody was like, oh shit, oh goddamn, whoa! Everybody was just like freaking the fuck out. And then you get to shortly after that, we see the youth pastor show up. we see Youth Pass for Spider-Man show up.
Yeah, and now my theater got hyped for him too. And I loved it because there were some older people in my theater, and once everything had quieted down, they were the ones that were still excited, and I could hear their voices crack a little bit because those are the people that I like. Those are the people who checked out from the fucking internet and didn't get spoiled on anything. So when they saw Tobey Maguire, that was legit. Oh my God, he's in this. So that was really, really dope.
It was cool. Like, and here's the thing, even for me, I knew all this shit. And I still got choked up. I still got, like, I was still like, oh,
yeah, I still got hyped. Still got hyped.
It was awesome. It was awesome to see. And the premise of why everyone was there was interesting as well. I don't know if you caught this, Carter. Did you catch the Easter eggs of the other villains?
Are you talking about toward the end when Doctor Strange was on the Statue of Liberty?
Or even before that. Even in the very beginning.
What do you mean?
Okay, so...
You have to put me on game on this one.
So, okay, there's a purple rift that shows up.
I did see that.
So, okay, well, first off, you get the earliest hint of Spider-Man, of another Spider-Man in that scene. Because you see someone kind of like peeking around, kind of crawling around. So it's clearly, most likely, Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
But then, like, towards the end of the movie, you see that rift again, and you start seeing silhouettes of so many different Spider-Man characters.
I did see it toward the end, but I couldn't make out who it was. And I think
Rhino
I saw
was one of them.
Okay.
Rhino was one of them. You do, and it doesn't even look like the Paul Giamatti. Right. I mean, you can't see them. They're all like white silhouettes.
Because I saw one with it looked like he was holding
he had a staff.
like. Yeah.
He looked like he had a staff.
Yeah. And I was like, I know damn well ain't who I think it is.
I think it is who you thought it was. I think it is. There's so many characters. I honestly have to go back and see, because I'm pretty sure that you see Rhino. I'm actually a positive you see Rhino, because you see the big ass fucking horn on his head. Even as a white silhouette, he sticks out. I'm pretty sure that you see Craven. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that you see some characters that have yet to even be talked about, revealed, whatever, in the MCU or any of the Sony movies, period. But yeah, dude, like I said, both, okay, I'm gonna tell you what's really weird. I haven't watched a movie with Tobey Maguire in it in quite some time. It was really weird hearing that man with a grown man voice. It was really weird, like, because that was one of my biggest, like, I don't want to say complaint, but like, when people would talk about who their favorite Spider-Man was, I never liked how he sounded when he was in the suit, because he still had the Tobey Maguire voice. He was really soft spoken.
He did.
He ain't got that voice no more. He got a grown man's voice. I mean, he still sounds like Tobey Maguire a little bit, but he got more bass in his voice now, just enough so where he doesn't sound like he's whispering all the time. But yeah, overall, everybody's performances of the Spider-Man, it was great. It was so crazy to see that. Okay, yeah, we've seen Spider-Verse. We know. We've seen multiple Spider-Men on screen at any one time. It's not okay, cool. It's not that big a deal. It was still cool as fuck to see the three Spider-Men, like ranging from, I don't even want to say when as I was growing up, because I was a grown man by the time the Raimi movies came out, but just the first live action movie Spider-Man that I ever saw, leading all the way up to the current. It was cool to see. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. I marked out.
There was a picture I saw online. It was a little kid it was a little kid. It was a drawing. Looking at the original Raimi Spider-Man 1 poster, and then that same kid older looking at, and it's all three of them,
dude.
So I saw that picture, so I'm like, that was dope. Dude. Andrew Garfield kind of being the middle child in that trio was funny to me.
Yeah.
Even the I mean, because there were a lot of great scenes there. I think the one that really had me cracking up between the three was I want to fight an alien.
Yeah, because they were talking about what all they had fought before.
Like their favorite villains. But when Tobey Maguire was talking about the alien that was black goo, everybody in my theater lost it.
Oh yeah, everybody cracked up. He's like, oh, I fought a purple alien, and so on and so forth.
But it was funny because Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got done so dirty, and that's more so what it was proving in that conversation was. I fought a black goop monster from space. I actually fought an alien on Earth and in space. I fought a Russian dude in a rhino, in a mechanical rhino. Like that shows how just green he got done. And,
he got done.
But at the same time, like they're trying to figure out, just even before they're trying to figure out how to get all the bad guys, nullified almost before that scene. Because again, this is spoilers. We gotta. Well, let me go ahead and say this now. Now that I've finished this movie, now that I've watched this movie, now that I've enjoyed this movie, I can say that I don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Okay, I you know what? Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's dive into that a little bit because there's some major shit that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
And
I don't want us to focus on them because we have to talk about everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. It's here's the thing with Tom Holland. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Here's what I don't like about Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and it has nothing to do with him as an actor. It has everything to do with how Sony leaned into his connection to Tony Stark. Like, and this is actually something that I love about the ending of this movie. Is because this whole time, we know Spider-Man when he first comes on scene, he's got the or rather he gets a suit from Tony Stark, but when we first see him like doing stuff, like when Tony Stark is like talking about how he saw footage of him on YouTube or whatever, he's got the homemade suit that we saw in Homecoming. But what I thought was really cool about this is that that was like, oh man, this is kind of harkens back to the comics when he did everything himself. He was just a smart kid that knew how to make things. And that's what I hated. That was the thing I actually hated about the Holland version of Spider-Man, is that Tony kind of just did everything for him. Outside of the web fluid, Tony pretty much kind of did everything for him. And then even when Tony is gone after Endgame, he's still kind of doing shit for him. And Spider-Man's just relying on Tony's tech. And then when you get to this movie, which, by the way, I want to point out something. You know that suit that everybody made such a huge deal about that he had in this movie?
They had toys for it saying it was the Doctor Strange suit. And it was literally just inside.
It was literally the suit that he wore normally turned inside out.
Just inside out.
All it was. It wasn't shit else. Dude, and then I was like, y'all need y'all's ass whipped.
Yeah.
Y'all need y'all's ass whipped. But no, I actually really liked that by the time you get to the end of this movie, because of the implications of everything, happening, because basically, long story short, they have to send these villains back home, and Doctor Strange's whole deal is that, we got to kill them. Or he's like, but not necessarily kill them, because in the trailer they basically like Spider-Man just had to go out here and clap them. But they had to send them back because all these villains came from they came from their movies, but literally just before they died. So none of them knew that they were dead. As far as they were concerned, they were about to win.
Yeah.
And they all ultimately wound up dying. With the exception of Sandman. Sandman doesn't die.
Yeah. Which was
He was like, man, I just want to go back and see my
just
little
want to
girl.
go home to his baby. Sandman was Hawkeye. Sandman is tired and just want to get the hell on somewhere. Let me say one thing with what you
go
said.
ahead.
So I didn't mind the Tony Stark aspect of Spider-Man in these movies. I never gave a shit about it. That was fine with me. If that was the way they wanted to bring him in, cool. My thing was it was more of a script thing, and it was the fact that I liked Tom Holland in Homecoming. I liked what he was doing there, but then I felt like in this movie there were a lot of instances where it was a young person that thought they knew shit, and it bugged me.
Okay.
I guess because I'm older. But I think that was the main reason that I didn't really vibe with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And then, especially watching this movie, you're probably going to call bullshit when I say this, but there were several moments where looking at the caliber of actors and actresses we had in this film, there were times I forgot that motherfucker was there. I forgot this was his movie for a minute.
I mean, I never got to that point. It's just because it's a stacked movie, and it just is what it is. I mean, he is going to get overshadowed because everybody's expectations were so high to see all these other things. But for me, it just my feelings towards the way Spider-Man has been portrayed, or portrayed rather, not betrayed, portrayed.
I got you.
I feel like they finally got him to a good place because he's lost everything. He, once again, this is spoilers. He loses Aunt May in this movie in a way that, like, I kind of thought they were going to swerve, but then they kind of did the double swerve. They did it was like watching, it was kind of like that night the Big Show turned heel and face in the same pay-per-view.
I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
That was the thing that happened. That motherfucker turned heel and face, and I think I think he was heel, then he turned face, and I think he turned heel again. I might be misremembering it.
But dude, when that scene happened, I was saying, oh my God, no, they didn't. Take Marissa Tomei from me. But then she got up. And I said, damn, this white woman's strong.
Right, that's what I said. I was like, damn. I was like, that.
Goddamn.
I was like, when that happened, when Norman got hit by his own glider, that shit killed him. And
so, like, when she got up, she's like, because she played it, and that was really good because she played it off like, I'm hurt, but I'm okay. I'm like, word. All right. And that's when I didn't realize it until I saw the picture online. This rendition of Peter Parker never had a loss.
No,
I never put two and two together until I saw a picture someone posted online of Toby at Uncle Ben's Stone, Andrew at Uncle Ben's Stone, and then they showed Tom Holland at Maze. Went right past my head.
Well, and the thing is, they've always kind of implied that he had an Uncle Ben, but that Uncle Ben wasn't a major part of his life the way that it was for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Like, because what was it in Civil War? He basically kind of like alludes to having lost someone, but it wasn't like it was just a loss. It wasn't like a devastating loss like it was for the others.
Yeah.
But it seemed like that loss devastated May more than it devastated him. Like, he was devastated because May was devastated. That's kind of how I always took it. He never lost anybody the way these other guys did, and now he actually has. And it's like, and it was like, oh shit! Like, this dude this is for real. And then you also compound that with the fact that in order to send these guys back home to fix everything, they have to go through with the spell. But this time, going through with the spell the way it was originally intended, not all the edits that Peter kept trying to make Strange do in the middle of the spell.
Well, here's this is just me answering a question real quick because I see Trey Johnson in the chat. He's saying he lost Tony though. Let me say this right now. My guy, everybody lost Tony.
Everybody lost Tony. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I said we all lost Tony. We all lost Tony.
But yeah, he never really had any kind of real deal loss.
He didn't have one that was like that close to home.
Yeah,
like that close to home.
So I wouldn't. I know because I saw a lot of people saying Tony. It's like, no, my God, Tony was. No, this was everybody.
Actually, no. What was the dude in the post credit? When dude brought up he said the Tin Man, the man in the tin suit, and dude was like, he was like Tony. He's like, was it Tony? He's like Tony Stark, and he was like, guy was like, like you got motherfuckers blessing up for Tony Stark 5 years later.
One thing we didn't even bring up, because there were a few people in my theater that were like, "What the fuck." How do you feel about our Sorcerer Supreme?
Okay, so I thought Benedict Cumberbatch did a great job. I mean, the thing about
Ernie, he was not our Sorcerer Supreme.
No. I'm not talking about that yet. I'm still talking about Spider-Man. I want to talk about a couple of things before we get to that. I know what you're talking about. I'm not ready to get to that just yet.
Okay.
But no. So here's the thing. The reset is what I want to talk about for Spider-Man. The fact that nobody remembers Peter Parker. They remember Spider-Man, but nobody remembers Peter Parker now. He is a clean slate.
Yeah.
He's a clean slate, and I actually like the fact that after meeting those other two Spider-Man, he went to an actual more low-tech suit. Yeah. Like, he went to a homemade suit. Like, he actually sewed that shit in his apartment. Like, that man had the actual sewing machine out.
Oh, God. You know what I thought about before that scene? You know how many dropouts that we are about to see now that I'm saying, man, look, Spider-Man got his GED. And
dude,
me getting my GED.
Bruh. That shit was kind of cold-blooded because I saw that big-ass GED book in his box. I was like, Lord. Also, how'd you feel about this? How'd you feel about this, Carter? The scene with Andrew Garfield finally getting to redeem himself.
I don't think I've ever cried in a film. And I didn't cry in this one.
Yeah.
That's the scene that almost got me.
It did.
It was a little emotional because in this movie, even though like in this movie, like Andrew Garfield chewed up every fucking scene he was in. Even before that, when Tobey Maguire is asking him, did you have someone back home? Or when he was talking to Tom Holland and he was saying he lost Gwen, that was my MJ. And he didn't want Tom Holland to become him.
Right. He said he became dark. He became like he stopped pulling his punches.
I tell you what this movie did. It did what the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 tried to do. And what I mean by that is, you and I both know, and several people have said this when it comes to those two movies, Amazing Spider-Man was trying to be the Dark Knight for Spider-Man.
It was, yes.
Okay. This movie did that. Well, no, take it back. This movie did dark when it pertained to him the right way.
Yes.
This is how you can do it without it being Dark Knight, brutal, grimy, because they just showed you.
Well, you know what it reminded me of? When in just a couple of pieces of dialogue, he basically let me know he was the Back to Black Spider-Man. He became the Back to Black Spider-Man. You remember back when Aunt May got shot and he started wearing the black suit again and he was out there beating the brakes off folks. Yeah. Because he was trying to find her killer and he damn near beat the bullshit out of Kingpin. About damn near killed him. But that's what, like, as soon as he said that, that's immediately where my head was transported to, and I was like, okay, I'm on board with this.
Yeah. LJ Brown, you are an asshole, sir.
What do you say? I see it now.
Yeah. But, what's funny about the scene you're talking about with Andrew Garfield, what's funny is, number one, I get to say what you say a lot on here. I called it. I said it when we saw the fucking trailer, when we reacted to it, that Andrew Garfield's probably gonna save her ass. It's gonna be him that does
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to come in and swoop in.
Yeah, I said if those leaks and all that good shit is true, he's gonna be the one that fucking did it. It was cool when he did it, and I was cool with the scene because I knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
But when he asked her, was she okay? And his mind went to Gwen, and his face just was like, I saved this one, but couldn't save mine.
Yeah.
That's when it almost got me.
Also, you know what I also liked? I liked that Toby even kind of said, hey, maybe when they were all talking about their MJ, and he realized, wait a minute, this guy has a different MJ than this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I love and maybe a lot of people catch this, but I love the light bulb that went in his head that maybe there is someone still out there that's for me. Like maybe, like, yeah, Gwen was my MJ, but maybe there's someone else. Like maybe that was what I kind of got from when they were like, when Toby was giving him the heart to heart about what his MJ was like. How'd you feel about the Miles Morales Easter egg?
I liked it. And there were quite a few people again. And with that one, that's what tripped me out.
Yeah.
Only a few people got what Jamie Foxx was talking about.
Yeah. See, our theater was different. Everybody caught it. Like, you heard gasp and whoos and haws and everything. Everybody's like, oh!
Yeah.
Because the part where Jamie Foxx was like, yeah, man, I thought you were black. There's got to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere, right? And that basically that was Sony letting y'all know. We know. We gonna get him over here. We gonna get him over here. But
if what I said comes to pass, and they just I don't know what actor they would get for this, but if they get Spider-Verse Miles and he somehow ends up live action, I want my money.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Called it. I want all the super chats. If I called it.
Hey, I'm just saying, look, I told you. It can happen. It can happen. I'm not against it. I'm for it. I want it to happen. How'd you feel about the reset though? For MJ and Ned, like how they have everybody really, nobody has any clue. How'd you feel about that?
Did you? So I'm going to answer that. But did you, for a split second, think that Ned and MJ were a thing when he walked in?
Okay, so when Ned first walked in, I did think that.
Okay,
but now I think they're just friends.
Oh yeah, I think they're just friends now. For a split second,
I did think it at first, dude. They'd have done that shit. That'd have been dirty as fuck. That'd have been dirty.
That'd have been green, and that would have turned me off from the whole movie.
But I did for a split second think maybe she might remember, or like because she kept acting like she knew, she kept like, or she not that she remembered, but you could tell that like there was something in the back of her head, with kind of like what they did with One More Day, like where it was like there's something, there's something there. It's like don't know what it is, but that. Well, that was there.
That scene was kind of almost I thought it was going to end there, and I'm like, well, that's kind of a dark ending almost, because had you not been fucking stupid and let Doctor Strange do what he was going to do, and I'm talking about before the villain showed up and he was going to just get rid of them. I'm talking when he was just doing the original spell. At first, all you had to deal with was she didn't know you were Spider-Man, but she still knew you, so you could kind of work around that. Now she don't know you from any other white man that come in there asking for coffee.
Peter Parker literally is a blank slate now.
Yeah,
like even like sitting at the coffee shop or hell, Strange doesn't even know. Yeah,
Strange doesn't even know him now.
Strange doesn't even know who he is anymore now. He does. I mean, he knows who Spider-Man is. Because that was that, and let before we jump into that, how did you feel about, like, we kind of talked about this briefly for the show star. How did you feel about that Venom post credit?
I thought that was very mean. I thought it was very, very mean, because
so he's like, get your ass on up out of here.
pretty much. And I can't remember who I said this to, but I said it had an after credit scene Maybe it was you I was talking to.
Yeah, I think so.
But I said it had an after credit scene, but only people with common sense are going to understand it.
Yeah.
And what I meant by that was there are going to be people who think, oh, look, he's teleporting. That means he's coming to the MCU.
No, he was already there.
He was already there, big dog.
He was already there. He was already there. He
that
came
boy
there in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and he left by the next. It wasn't even his next movie. By literally by another movie that came out not long after. I will say this though about that scene and what it actually means, because he does get teleported back to his universe, but a piece of the Venom symbiote is left behind.
Symbiote is still there. Yep.
And you know what I think is going to happen? Or at least what I thought would have happened had they not pulled that swerve at the end with the reset. Because remember there was a scene where like Ned is talking to the other Spider-Man. He's like, hey, yeah, I'm Peter's guy in the chair. Do you guys have a guy in the chair, like a best friend? Like, yeah, what's your best friend like? Yeah, or whatever. And like they're both just like, yeah, I killed my best friend after, or no, what was Toby's like, yeah, no, I held my best friend in my arms. He was dying. And this was...
He died right in my arm after he tried to kill me.
After he tried to kill me. And Andrew Garfield didn't necessarily say anything, but he basically kind of gave a look that implied that he had to kill his best friend, or he had to fight his best friend at some point. And yeah, Ned started acting really weird after that. I mean, they were just playing a gag. But if they would have done that reset, I could easily have seen that symbiote somehow getting to Ned. Because they kind of leaned into... I won't say leaned into, but they kind of kept implying, in within that scene that Ned, or at least Spider-Man's best friends, are fated to become his enemy. But
I really hope we don't see Ned as Venom, bro.
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna see him as Venom. I actually think what's gonna wind up happening is, I think Flash is gonna wind up getting.
That's even
that might be worse.
Really, you really finna get me to check out these goddamn movies.
Dear Lord. Because it's two different characters. Like Ned Leeds is from the comics, but he's not the character that he is in these movies. Because he's technically Genki, just with a different name.
Who I also do not like.
I love Genki. He's great.
I do not like him. If they had done what I thought they were going to do and move his ass out and make Gold Balls his homeboy, I was cool with it.
Oh my God.
But they didn't go that route.
No, they did not go that route. No.
Well, yeah, I didn't like
Gold Balls is too busy resurrecting motherfuckers.
Yeah, I never liked Genki, and Ned was, oh God, hey, do you have a best friend? I'll just go sit down somewhere. Hey, Peter, bruh. Peter Parker, bruh.
I don't know. Like I said, I could see it going one way or another. I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. Or you know what? One way I can see this happening is there might be an actual Eddie Brock on that universe. Like, okay, so here. I'm calling it. They did Tom Hardy dirty in that post-cred. But I think what they're actually setting up here, because Peter's on his own now.
Yeah,
I think any of these movies going forward, we're going to start to see Peter more like the Peter we're accustomed to. Like, I could easily see him wind up working for J. Jonah Jameson of that universe. I can see that becoming a thing now because he has very clearly been set up in this universe now. I could easily see him having to interact with Eddie Brock, who also works for the Daily Bugle, for J. Jonah Jameson, just based on things that are happening now. And that symbiote somehow finds its way to Spider-Man, then finds its way to Eddie Brock. You can actually get a more comics accurate. I think if you can fix some of the problems that people had with Venom, at least regarding to his connection to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I think you can now hit the reset button on that motherfucker. Kind of like what they're doing in the DCEU with the Flash, how they're doing the Flashpoint movie that is supposed to reset the DCEU. I could easily see them doing it like whatever the next movie is. Spider-Man he somehow gets the symbiote. Symbiote makes his way to him, then like ping pongs to somebody else.
So let me say this right now, because I see some people in chat talking about it. It's not that Peter doesn't exist anymore. But
People
he
just don't know who
said
he is.
he said people would just forget about Peter
Yeah.
Parker. I saw somebody in the chat saying Peter doesn't exist. Immediately rents an apartment.
Dude, right? Well, no, that's the thing. Yeah, people like anyone who knew Peter.
Yeah.
And not just like anyone who had any kind of like whether it was his teachers, his best friends, people who he passed over at the school, like some dude. Remember that little motherfucker that was always running around in the tiger mascot costume? That motherfucker don't even know who the fuck. Like he done seen this motherfucker in the bathroom, and he don't even know who Peter Parker is anymore. He just like. Yeah, I don't know that motherfucker. That's basically what we mean. Like he doesn't exist as far as people have no memory of him. So therefore, he's got a clean slate of Spider-Man and can just be.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
So I'll say again, I really think that's foul how they did Tom Hardy in both of these. If now knowing what that because. You gotta know how many people, even though I'm not that big of a fan of those movies, you gotta know when people saw that after credit scene and Let There Be Carnage, they turned up.
Yeah.
So just to see that get relegated to
just get kicked to the curb
a bit for an after credit scene. But real quick, one thing I wanted to ask you, okay, Tom Holland still does what he set out to do. He cures everybody. We didn't even talk about him putting him going to the practice. We didn't even talk about Tom Holland going to the training stage and just laying hands on Norman Osborn.
Oh, he damn near killed him. He was about to kill him.
Oh no, I know that part, but just that boy went to the training stage, set the dummy to stand, and just hit every button on the controller.
That motherfucker's remember the old Marvel's Capcom combo videos?
Yeah.
Well, people pulling off the 300, 400, 500 hit combos. That's what he did to Green Goblin. He beat the fool out of him.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you before I forget, because I wanted to ask you this twice, but it keeps blanking out of my mind. So, okay, he cured everybody. Strange then sends everybody back. Doesn't that just mean he basically just sent, he put everything back where it was supposed to be? So even though they were cured, some of them literally just went back and got murked again, right?
As regular man. They went back as regular man. They left as Superman, came back as regular man.
Because that was the one thing. Another scene that almost there were two more scenes that almost got me, but I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, if Doctor Strange basically put everything back the way it was, even though Max or Electro got some sense, Peter and Octavius got to communicate. Norman was cured. If Strange put everything back to normal, shouldn't Norman go right back to being impaled? Don't tell Pete. Don't tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry.
He shouldn't Otto be swimming right now in some water? Gone. Shouldn't Electro be nothing now? Actually, so it was all for naught.
Well, I think what's going to happen is that, because like I said, it's before the moment, because remember, they all thought they were about to win. So it's literally the moment, not necessarily right before they died, but like, because remember, Ock was like, I literally had him by the throat. Yeah. So like,
and I was trying to remember what scene that he had it motherfucker by the throat. Oh, yeah. Okay.
A lot, because even Electro was like, yeah, I was absorbing all the power and like all those, and now granted they do eventually remember dying. They do eventually remember dying. So I don't know, maybe when he sends them back, maybe they get a second chance, or maybe they just go back and die.
I was going to say I think the only one who is actually smooth sailing is Sandman.
Yeah, he's the only one that's guaranteed. Baby. He's the only one guaranteed because he was like, look, I'm just trying to get back to my daughter, man. Look, I ain't trying to fuck with y'all like that.
Ooh. Because we really did not talk about the scenes with them talking, because there was one thing I never thought about when Tom Holland tried to brag that he was part of the Avengers, and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire had no fucking idea what
they're like, oh, that's so cool. Who are they? Cool.
What is that? Is that a band? Are you in a band?
I also and once again, we talked about this already, but I'm not gonna lie, I got stupid hype with that fucking Daredevil scene.
Oh yeah,
I got stupid hype because when that brick,
he's a really good lawyer.
Oh yeah, dude, when that brick came through that window and almost bust him up, almost bust Peter Parker upside his head, and he just went bap. I was like, whew.
Yeah.
I was like, it's canon. I was like, it's canon.
Oh no, what got me was and again, this is when I could tell the older people in the audience, but when Tobey Maguire started talking about his back.
Yes.
I knew what he was talking about, but there were a few people.
Remember that motherfucker bust his back on that goddamn that dumpster?
I'm back, no, and smacked the hell out of that car.
He's like, my back, dude. You know who I thought who was talking to Peter when he was getting that apartment? I was like, is he talking?
The dude from
Spider-Man 2.
That's what I thought. Okay,
that's what I thought at first. Because at first his voice was muffled. I was like, please tell me he ain't talking to the motherfucker from the landlord from Spider-Man 2.
Might gonna make the main daughter make him some cookies from 3.
For 3.
It's his damn door.
Dude, I love that shit. But
yeah, there were so many people that thought that his back was fucked up from holding the train. That's what a few people that were sitting next to me thought.
Nah, that was from the I'm back.
I'm back. My back.
That popped that motherfucker's back, dude. Lord, no. Here we got one from Triple S. I can't say because I haven't seen Spidey yet, but just want to drop some in the plate for the 1999.
I can't get away from that fucking number, man.
Chat.
I can't get away from that fucking number.
You can't. LJ Brown with the £4.99 says Carter present Blerd Without Fear. Daredevil, woohoo! 3 Spideys at Kingpin all in 1 week. Woo! Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude, we eating. If you are a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, you eating this week.
And this goes back to somebody in the comments of last week's cave saying, look, Netflix and MCU things are 2 completely different things.
Nah.
In the words of 2 Chainz, watch out, little bitch. It is now.
Look, that comment ain't aged too gracefully.
It has not, sir.
That comment didn't age like milk. But no, yeah, dude, that shit's crazy. Yeah, because now, and there's even and I don't
wait, Ernie.
Yeah.
I love you guys. And that shit was just as awkward right then as it was in that fucking
just right
movie.
there. Yep. Oh my god. Because I was sitting there, I'm like, here, hold. Let me pull this up because the fucking thing reset on me. Let's see here. Okay, so this one I can't show, but I have it. Detrick Morton with the $5 super chat says Jon Favreau can say that he was around both versions of Matt Murdock, just like Chadwick Boseman fought both versions of Johnny Storm. I
forgot he was Foggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's why when the scene between Daredevil and Happy, I kept giggling to myself because I was like, dude, Foggy was in the live-action Daredevil movie. So this dude to play Happy and Foggy. Bruh, he didn't play 2 confidants. 2 confidants. We also got Gokhan Shuri's baby father with a $2 super chat says they really nailed the Spidey sense in this movie. I thought they did a really good job with it because first off, I just want to say I loved how they did the scene where MJ's throwing the bread at him, and she's like, "You don't have the tingle," and he's like, "No, I got it." Just not for bread.
Fucking bread.
Not for bread. But yeah, I love how, everybody kind of did it in their own way. Like, everybody kind of had it in their own way. Like, it's... Yeah, I don't know. That whole...
If that was a Popeyes biscuit, she would have fucked up the multiverse.
Oh, dude. Hell, if he'd have ate that motherfucker, he'd have died.
Man.
Look, if he ain't have no... First off, dude, you know what? Yeah, say what you will about Ned. You know who was real MVP? Was that his grandma?
Yeah, I think that was his abuela. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, she had me rolling.
You got whole ass portals in your house.
Can you
get that car with?
Dude, and then what I love is, because at first I thought, oh, she doesn't speak English. But no, she speak English. She just don't like speaking it to other motherfuckers. She like because she would be like she would be speaking because I think Ned's like I don't remember what was it Jacob Batalon? I don't know what his ethnicity is, but whatever it is, that's the language she was speaking. And at one point, she actually did start speaking English, threw me for a whole loop. I was like, God damn. Yeah. Debo the Black Panther with a $10 super chat says, Ned is that that don't know to go home when your girl come over for tea.
Oh man.
Dude. I had to laugh. That motherfucker, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I can have a friend like that. I don't know, man. I'd slap the fuck out of his ass.
I thought when he got the little girlfriend, he was gonna get his ass on somewhere, and they kept him around. Like, good Lord.
He stayed.
That's why I was just so
He's
like
Filipino. Thank you. They were speaking Tagalog. Thank you.
Okay. That's why I was so like, ugh, when he was like, we're gonna go to MIT, we all gonna get a place together. I'm like, with my girl? She's back, bro.
I was like, I love how like they were all like, They're like,
Man, that boy gonna have that door gonna be locked with the web on it, with a sock hanging on the end. No,
pimp. I'm gonna web the whole door up.
No, so
before he web up MJ.
Danger. But man, this was great. I don't know. I see, and I was saying this when I left the theater, but now that I'm thinking about it, this was a great movie. I know some people were talking about plot holes and things like that, but
what movie doesn't?
Yeah, but just I wouldn't know of any plot holes unless someone told me, and then I could just be like, oh, okay, because I don't mind stuff like that. That doesn't ruin the film for me if someone.
It
told
has
me
to
that.
be game breaking. It has to be like something that's just like, oh well, then this defeat the whole purpose. Like it has to be that level of bad for me.
Yeah, have you ever seen this bit on you ever seen Big Bang Theory and they were talking about Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
And I think they were talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark, where it was like Indy was pretty much inconsequential during the whole movie.
Yeah.
That, unless you come to me with something like that, I mean, I can handle plot holes and stuff like that. But this is a movie, again, that was great. I really enjoyed myself, but I couldn't watch this again.
Oh no, I'm watching this again.
I'm
watching this shit again.
But my reason is very stupid.
Okay.
But my reason is because if I see that scene with Andrew Garfield saving MJ, I might not be able to control it this time. And I don't want that to happen.
He gonna get you. He gonna get. Oh no, Andrew gonna get you. Andrew gonna get you.
Yeah.
But no, by the way, Romy Forever, thank you so much for that Blerd Club membership. By the way, if you are a Blerd Club member, you get exclusive access to the top 5 comics of the week video I do every week and is up right now for this week. It's basically, I tell you what my favorite comics were for this week. Sometimes it's stuff I did videos for, sometimes it's stuff I didn't do videos for, and today, I think only one thing I did a video for made the list, so.
I got to put JM in the hole real quick.
Oh, what happened?
He said Ned, Peter, and MJ were going to be on that Scott, Logan, and Gene list.
Look, Ned ain't coming nowhere near MJ.
Man.
Look, that motherfucker wish. I don't know. I did like seeing Betty Brant get the glow up, though. That was pretty cool.
Me.
That was pretty cool.
That was a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
That was a blink and you'll miss it.
It's like, oh shit, that's Betty Brant. But also, I love the fact that they did lean even further into the Alex Jones-ness of J. Jonah Jameson. That was also really cool. I thought that was
I saw that green screen in his room. I started thinking about Blerd.radio in his kitchen.
You ain't shit. Let's talk about Doctor Strange, because I'm gonna take us out of I'm gonna say let's take us out of spoiler territory, because honestly, this is a trailer for Doctor Strange. The final post-credit scene is a trailer. It's basically a trailer for, and actually, I'm gonna tell you what, I wish they did this more often. I actually liked this better than the normal. Like, I think, have one post-credit scene, but then have like a trailer for whatever your next big movie is going to be. I think that's actually the better business model. But this is basically the very, very, very end post-credit scene is for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and
which they still haven't given a date to.
No, I think it does actually. I think it might actually have a date.
At the bottom, it said Marvel 2022, but they didn't give a date.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. Yeah, okay. I see what you're talking about. I'm looking it up right now because I want to say, well, all the dates recently shifted. All the dates had very recently shifted. So yeah, it's in post-production. It's expected to be released by May 6, 2022.
Okay.
But the date will likely change. So for one, I wanted to tell you this. I read an article that talked about some of the stuff that we saw in the trailer. Basically, what I'm gonna say is that this trailer, it confirms everything we had suspected. The fact that Wanda is in the movie, and she is very much, in fact, the version of Wanda that we saw towards the end of WandaVision. And apparently, some this is all fallout from Spider-Man No Way Home. This is all fallout. Basically, Strange has to try and get shit back on track because even though technically he thought he fixed everything, shit is still fucked up. And he needs Wanda's help because he knew about he basically let you know he knew about what happened with what was
in
Westview.
Westview,
yeah. Because she thinks he's coming there to hold her accountable for what she did in Westview. He's like,
nah, fuck that. That was on Disney Plus. This is a movie.
He's like, I ain't got time for that shit. But I love the fact that we got to see all the major players that are going to be in this movie. We got to see Wanda. Of course, we saw Doctor Strange. We saw Rachel McAdams is going to be back as the not night nurse. We actually got a blink and you'll miss it shot of America Chavez.
Yeah.
And I actually finally learned how to pronounce her name. It's so chill.
I'm always chill. What are you talking about? I'm always chill. What are you talking about?
Exactly. We also so this is the thing that got me. Remember last week or the week before we talked about the Lego set that leaked and everybody thought it was like, was it Gigantus or some shit?
Yeah.
There was another website I saw, and this is what happens when like video game websites write about comic books and when they don't know shit about comic books. Motherfucker said that was the Dweller in the Darkness.
Okay, bro.
Dude, little did they know, Carter. The Dweller in the Darkness was in fucking Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings. We've already seen that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why I don't even want you to finish that statement. Can we talk about how when I saw that trailer, I told you about Street Ball legend Hot Sauce is going to be in Doctor Strange 2. The and one mixtape legend himself.
Wait. The Baron Mordo has come back. With the braid, he got the Allen Iverson.
With the Allen Iverson, boy.
Dude, now here's the thing. You hear his voice for the majority of the trailer. Like, he has a lot of voiceover dialogue for the trailer. But, man, when they put that shot on him and he got them big-ass fucking Allen Iverson braids.
Yeah.
Bro,
like I told you when I saw it.
Yeah.
That I'm selling my mixtape at the promenade on the weekend. Braids is what Baron Mordo had.
And see, the thing is, you actually told me. You told me about it, and I was not prepared because when his ass showed up on the camera and I saw them braids, I hollered. I hollered out loud. I was like, this. Like,
it was so nasty.
I had to cover my baby's ears because I don't even like her hearing me say that word. I was like, this nigga. But no, Baron Mordo still has the same beef about sorcerers that he had in the Doctor Strange 1. And we know that whatever's going on, I think what Doctor Strange has done has basically even made him feel even more that way. We did see Shuma Gorath. That was Shuma Gorath. That wasn't no Gigantus. That wasn't no goddamn Dwell in the Darkness. I know the Marvel vs. Capcom GOAT when I see it. gonna try and tell. Look, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Talking about something. Oh, it's a dweller in the darkness. Dude, get the fuck out of here. Go read a comic book. I looked at that motherfucker. They show Shumagorath in all his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the other motherfucker they showed in all his glory, and this one might throw people for a loop. Because we saw some shit.
Man, is that him?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. Because
I think it is.
Baron Mordo says this isn't verbatim, but basically he's saying the most dangerous thing in the multiverse is you. And he's talking to Doctor Strange. He's talking to Doctor Strange.
And I'm pretty sure he was talking about
because they
this
showed
motherfucker. Yeah, because we actually see, we see a version of
it's him.
Dude, it's Strange Supreme.
And we pulling Jafar from What If and bringing him live action, bruh.
Dude, I loved it because when they showed him, he had the same kind of grayish, seeing it in live action was even crazier. Because if it is Strange Supreme, which I think it is Strange Supreme, or maybe it's another version, I don't know, but I think it's Strange Supreme. Because there was some stuff they showed in that trailer, some things like we saw Rachel McAdams, who was, she played the love interest. She played the love interest for Doctor Strange, Dr. Christine Palmer. And I thought it was funny because there's a point in the trailer where we see a wedding dress. We see different looks at her, which kind of give me the impression maybe this might be carryover. Maybe Strange Supreme realized there is a universe where he could have his Rachel McAdams without her getting blown off. But I thought it was hilarious though because when we see this guy, that's what he looks like. He looks like Strange Supreme, and he's meeting face to face with Doctor Strange proper. And bruh, dude, So basically, what you're telling me, what Marvel is telling me is we gonna get to see
you gonna get what you want
this in live action, bruh. I love it, bruh.
I mean, that's when everybody. I think that's when everybody got the loudest.
Yeah, that had everybody
because that's immediately where their mind went. That's holy shit. That's him. They didn't even say his name. They just said that's him. So
that shit's crazy.
I'm excited for this.
Crazy. But no, it's like I said, it's wild, man. It's fucking wild, dude. Let me see what it said. Was it dear bros, y'all missed my earlier super chat? Thanks. With the $2, Jason Davidson. Oh shit, I did actually. You know why I missed it? It's because it was so far back that it's cut off. But let's see here. With the $10 super chat says a middle-aged man struggling with self-esteem. I love the part where they were encouraging Andrew Garfield. I shed a tear for the first time in an MCU film.
You are amazing.
His daddy in the spirit realm, dude. It is okay. So first off, that scene in and of itself is absolutely positively haunting because that shit was just absolutely positively haunting. But no, it was interesting too because Andrew Garfield caught a lot of shrapnel for Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. 2 especially. And I think there was a lot of unnecessary shrapnel. And this movie does it, like we've talked about this before earlier, where they spent a good chunk of time. I don't like using the word redeeming because I don't think he was bad. I didn't think he was bad in the first place.
No, I think you and I.
I think they did a good job of reintroducing him to fans in a way that made him more palatable to those who didn't like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I feel like, and I think they did this with every character. They put you in a mindset where if you go back and you watch those movies, you might watch them with a completely different mindset. You might see them in a different light than what you saw them before. At least I know I will.
This time around, they had a better cook in the kitchen. Yes,
and cooks that weren't so hyper focused on making a Sinister Six movie, which technically they kind of did. They kind of did in this movie. They slick almost made a Sinister Six. They were one villain shot of a Sinister Six. But all of that aside, I feel like, yeah, they did a really good job with Andrew Garfield. I really liked it. I did tear up. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I teared up in a lot of scenes in this movie.
You were crying too?
Yeah, dude. Okay, here's the thing. I don't ever hide when I cry. Like I'm an
You
open
really don't.
crier.
You really don't.
I'm an open crier. I will cry. I'm not shy about it. But because heck, even me and my daughter, we were actually talking about we were leaving the theater.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about she was talking to me about happy crying, and I was like, she was like, you know, she was like something like. Yeah, we're talking about emotional things that are happening in the movie. She was like, sometimes I cry because of happy things, and sometimes I cry because of sad things. And she said, actually, I cry more about sad things than happy things. And I said, yeah, because I was like, yeah, that might be true, but that just means that the happy cries mean more.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of gave her a fresh perspective on it. But yeah, no, I had sad cries in this movie. I had happy cries in this movie. Because I was one of those people. I like The Amazing Spider-Man. I like the first movie. I think the second movie, kind of a hot mess, but I still find it enjoyable. You know, it just, it's one of those movies when I watch it, it just kind of is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's the worst movie ever. I'm not going to sit here and act like that. I've seen way worse movies than Amazing Spider-Man 2. And
Yeah.
I don't even mean just movies in general. I mean, I've seen worse comic book movies than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Steel was better than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
All right. Anyway,
You wanted to call me that word so bad. Did y'all catch it?
You almost
catch it?
You almost caught it. You almost caught it. By the way, thank you, Jason Davis, for that second super chat. You didn't even have to do it. But I appreciate you.
My goodness.
But yeah, I love this movie. I love this movie. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
I want to see it multiple times. I'm ready for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I've been waiting on this movie like crazy. I've been wanting to see this. I love where the MCU is at right now. You know, I've enjoyed. I know a lot of people say they don't like Phase 4. They feel Phase 4 isn't as good as the previous ones, but I've enjoyed everything I've seen so far. But
It's gonna be so stupid if I say this.
why?
I kind of don't want another Spider-Man after this.
Well,
Not saying it was bad. Let me get that out the way.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I totally get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, of course.
We getting more because Disney and Sony have confirmed they are actively developing Spider-Man's MCU future.
Yeah.
Basically, she was Amy Pascal, who's basically kind of the big brain behind the Sony side of things with Spider-Man. Yeah. She basically came out and said that when asked about a comment she made a little bit ago, about a week or so ago, remember the one where it was like, you know, Tom Holland was, or not Tom Holland, but Amy Pascal was talking about how when they were asked, you know, what's the future of Spider-Man after this movie, she was somehow, oh yeah, we got a whole other trilogy plan. And yeah, and then Sony kind of proper came and kind of walked everything back. Well, she came out and clarified, basically said, we're producers, so we always believe everything will work out. She's like, I love working with Marvel Studios president, Marvel Entertainment Chief Creative Officer Kevin Feige. We have a great partnership along with Tom Rothman, who runs Sony and has been instrumental and a great leader with great ideas. So I hope it lasts forever. That's basically how she kind of cleaned it up. But she basically said, Kevin Feige even kind of came in and said, yeah, Amy and I and Disney and Sony are talking about, yes, we're actively beginning to develop where the story heads to next, which I only say outright because I don't want fans to go through any separation trauma like what happened after Far From Home. That will not be occurring this time. Basically, what he was referring to is, remember when Far From Home came out and then word got out that, oh, Sony and Marvel, they're splitting up. No more Spider-Man movies. He said that's what he's talking about. So, yeah. They are going to be making more Spider-Man movies. What those will look like, we have no idea. Tom Holland has recently come out and said that he could easily see himself walking away from Spider-Man after this. But the thing is, he's also said even before that and after that he wants to do more Spider-Man. So
yeah,
I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Yeah.
That said, you know what? Let's talk about this one. We got a couple things we can talk about real quick. Yeah, I want to talk about this one because we had the homie on the show. So, Carter, did you know that Image Comics' masterpiece, God Country, it has now found a new home?
I didn't even know it had first home before you told me.
Okay, so originally, when I spoke with Donnie Cates in like 2018, the announcement was out that God Country was getting a movie adaptation. And originally, it's supposed to be Lionsgate, if I'm not mistaken, that originally had the rights to it. Well, oh no, not Legendary. Not Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
It was Legendary that was supposed to do it. Well, that's changed. It's no longer going to be Legendary, or at least that's how it was originally supposed to go. Now that has changed, well, Legendary and Aftershock, they're still on board with it, but Netflix is picking it up. Donnie Cates is still, if I'm not mistaken, writing the script for it.
Yeah.
Which is what he was doing originally anyway. He was already writing the script for it, so I actually meant to ask him about it when we had him on, but we got to talk about so much other shit, it ended up not coming up. Or at least if it did, I don't remember it. But yeah, basically, God Country, it is coming to, the adaptation of God Country is still happening. Donnie Cates is hard at work writing the script for this, which, if you don't know, he was one who wrote the original comic in the first place. So that's crazy to me.
I don't even want to say anything else about Donnie Cates just because I'm still kind of salty about crossover.
Oh,
I don't like when motherfuckers can just throw in my face how they called it, and they were right. I don't like this Thanos was right shit when it comes to you. I don't like it. I don't like this feeling.
Wait.
Like
you know what? You like the reverse of what was it? What's the boy's name? Hannibal Buress. You the reverse.
God.
I was like, they brought this nigga back just to do one thing.
You did. This was you. Mysterio was right. Like, bro. Oh my God.
That was so good. But no, I'm into it. I'm into it. God Country, getting the adaptation. I wonder if Cates will get his wish list for casting.
Okay, so who is his wish list? This is what actually it was going to be my question to you. Who would you even cast for this?
Well, okay, so the main thing for the main character, I remember someone brought up the idea of casting John Goodman, and Cates had a completely different answer.
Okay.
Because Cates like, no, that's actually a good idea. He's like, I could actually see John Goodman in the lead role.
Oh God, I could. John Goodman in the action scenes would be kind of gangster.
It would be gangster. It would be gangster. But okay, so the guy he said if he could have his way, I don't think he's gonna get it because it's gonna be on Netflix.
Oh wow.
He wanted, brace yourself.
Okay.
He wanted Denzel. He wanted Training Day himself, the Book of Eli himself. He wanted Denzel Washington. And he had good reasoning. Actually, when I remember, because when he said it, everybody kind of was like, huh?
Yeah, speak on it. Speak on it, son.
So I remember, and this interview is still out there somewhere. I'm sure it's on the channel somewhere. Or it may be for members only now, because I know I made a lot of videos, like older videos, members only. But Donnie Cates, I do remember him actually saying that he felt that he could portray the character in a way because, okay, let's just go ahead and put this out here. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, okay, so God Country, it is a story about a gentleman, Emmett, who has Alzheimer's. And a sword falls from the sky It's basically, so for all intents and purposes, this sword is fucking Mjolnir. It's the god of blades. It's just, instead of being a hammer, it's a sword. It's supposed to be the god of blades. It's a sentient blade that can talk. And when Emmett holds the blade, his Alzheimer's goes away.
Mm-hmm.
He's clear-headed. He's clear-minded. He can, like, everything is normal to. It's almost as if he never had Alzheimer's in the first place. So,
can you pause for 1 sec? Y'all not finna do that right now, because I see people in chat saying John Goodman, is that guy from Roseanne, or Denzel from Fences? Y'all gonna put some respect on Denzel Washington and John Goodman right the fuck now. Like y'all don't know who those two men are. Get the fuck on out of here with that bullshit. Y'all ain't finna do that. Y'all not gonna make me mad this morning. Y'all not gonna do that.
Well, and here's the messed up part. So, all right, we had at one point or another.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shift this over this way because I want to blow this up and I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. So here we go. So when you get to God Country, Emmett is, like I say, he's got the blade. It basically makes him feel normal. But yeah, he was talking about basically how he felt Denzel Washington could portray that level of a character being in two different places, back and forth, that he felt that Denzel would be able to do it in such a way that you would sympathize with the character. Like, because you know how Denzel is. Denzel's really good at playing an asshole. But he's also really good at playing someone who's endearing. And that's basically what he was kind of getting at. That, like, because, okay, as one would imagine, being related to someone who has Alzheimer's would probably be very difficult if you were, like, their closest caregiver. And that's kind of what's happening in this comic, is that Emmett's son is his caregiver, or the one who's kind of keeping an eye out for him, but he mistreats his son so much because of his Alzheimer's. But there's even some implication that he wasn't particularly kind to him even before then. But that's basically what he was talking about, that, like, you know, Denzel can go from 0 to 60 like that. And that's kind of what I would even say Denzel go from 0 to 150 like that. And that's kind of what you need for that kind of a character. And that's basically what he was getting at.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even say I wouldn't say that it would be impossible to get Denzel Washington, just because Will Smith doing fucking Netflix movies.
That is true.
They're not at the level of they're not at Bruce Willis tier, where he got a new Redbox movie coming out every other fucking week. No, I think
look, John Travolta got straight to look. His shit don't even go straight to Redbox. That should just be out there in the $5 bin at Walmart.
But yeah, I think money talks. I mean, shit. Yeah. The one poster I did see was about this new Denzel Washington movie where he's behind the camera, and it's some like Hallmark Channel looking movie with Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be in theaters, but it looked like some shit like you watch with your wife on ABC Family because she wanted to watch it. It looked like one of them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can get Denzel. You can get him.
The money would have to be right though.
Well, I'm about to say this: if Netflix can get Idris Elba twice, because remember they got him for Beast of No Nation.
And that goddamn show that he did that got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody watched that damn DJ show.
Nope. Oh, what was the Get Down?
No. I know what you're talking about. Get Down was completely different. That show was, people actually liked that show.
Well, that was when they canceled after 2 seasons. That was when they canceled after 2 seasons.
Yeah, he did one. He did one that was he was like a babysitter or like a caretaker for this little girl, but he was also a DJ.
Okay, yeah. I remember it now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember now. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, they could probably get Denzel. They can get Denzel. Well, Netflix, they're making all kind of bullshit, so yeah, they can get Denzel.
Yeah.
Next one is kind of weird. And Carter, I'm only bringing this up because I know you're going to have something crazy to say about it, and I can't wait to hear it.
Uh-oh.
So Carter.
Yes.
We've talked about Batwoman before.
Okay.
A show that neither one of us watch. Well,
Okay.
guess who is coming to the CW? So that look on your face lets me know you haven't heard the news.
I have not, apparently.
So apparently, the writers of Batwoman, Natalie Abrams, James Stodaro, and Chad Fivish,
Oh, God. I think I know what you're talking about now.
they are going to be writing
Oh,
a
God.
new series for the CW called Gotham
Knights. Yes. And I figured you were talking about
Now, this immediately got people thinking that it's going to be this. I don't even think it's going to be this. It ain't going to be this. But basically, yeah, it's supposed to be a TV series that is supposed to put you in the mind of more Batman shenanigans. It says, in the show, in the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder, or rather, this is for the game. Because they've already said this ain't tied to, this ain't tied, they say it's not a spinoff of Batwoman. And it's not tied to the video game. But to give you an idea what Gotham Knights is, if you don't know what this video game is, I want to show you real quick.
Okay.
In the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder, his rebellious adopted son forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies, when they are all framed for killing the Caped Crusader. And as the city's most wanted criminals, this renegade band of misfits must fight to clear their names. But in a Gotham with no Dark Knight to protect it, the city descends into the most dangerous it's ever been. However, hope comes from the most unexpected of places, as this team of mismatched fugitives will become its next generation of saviors, known as the Gotham Knights. Here, go ahead.
There you go.
No, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. They can keep this shit. I don't want it.
There you go.
Get.
Did you all, did you all not catch on for it? I'll do it again for the class. I'll even cut the camera off for you. That's how we feel.
That sounds like a wet fart.
Yeah, that's how we feel about that.
We got some other news.
It keeps cutting our fucking super chats. They're going so fast,
dude.
I hate YouTube chat. I can't find them.
Oh wait, here I got them. Wait. Here, wait. What was the last one? Was it? There was something after Jason Davison, because that was the last one.
Yeah. What? Jason Davison's $2.
Yeah. Oh wait, nope. There was another one before that.
Yeah, because there was an Eric Morgan one. There's an Eric Morgan one, and there was one before that one.
If it was the one from Debo, I got that one.
Okay.
And we got the one from Roaming Forever. That was the channel membership. But Eric Morgan with a $5 super chat says the One More Day callback and No Way Home had me feeling some type of way. One of my favorite storylines of Spider-Man canon. They did it real justice.
See, I don't even see that one, but thank you for that 5, sir.
Yeah, that no, they did a good job. They did a very, 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 very good job with the callbacks. I thought they did a fantastic job. They actually kind of made me look at that story with a whole other perspective. But let's talk about. We got a couple more bits of news, and then we'll switch out. So Kick-Ass is coming back.
Really?
Kick-Ass is making a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. For those who don't remember, this was the Kick-Ass. This was actually the one that had the second Quicksilver, the MCU Quicksilver in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no, these movies apparently are getting rebooted.
Okay. Okay, I see where this is gonna go. Because I don't know if you kept up with it after, but they actually did. It wasn't really it was a
You talking about the one with the black woman?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I didn't finish reading it, but I did read I read the first 3 issues of it. I didn't hate it. I actually enjoyed it, but I just I didn't keep up with it.
Yeah. And Kick-Ass is one of those rare things that it can actually make the claim that it's actually better than the source material. It's a comic book movie better than the comic book.
Mm-hmm. It actually is, and it's really funny. I used to not think that way because I remember when I first saw the Kick-Ass movie, I was like, oh, I was still feeling that culture shock from Wanted.
Wanted was better than the fucking book.
Well, no, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying it was so different.
Oh, gotcha.
And Kick-Ass wasn't exactly that different, but yeah, I do agree it is better than the comic. Because basically what you got with the movie is what Mark, I think it was Mark Millar.
Yeah, I was just about to say
what he originally wanted to do with both of those properties. Because basically, okay, so for those who don't know, Kick-Ass and Wanted were originally movie scripts that Millar pushed to Hollywood that got rejected, so he turned them into comics, and then Hollywood came running looking for those IPs. So basically what he did is he just gave him the movie he originally wanted them to make anyway, as far as the script goes. But Kick-Ass, and this came from Matthew Vaughn himself.
Yeah.
He says that he's talking. I think this is he did this interview. I think it was with Comic Book Movie, or no, just comicbook.com. He says, you've got a big reboot of Kick-Ass in 2 years, big reboot. Mm-hmm. It's so fucking nuts that I can't talk about it, but we've got that ready to go. All the rights revert back in 2 years, and then we're going to reboot it where people will be like, he is insane. And then when he was asked about the cast of the film, he said, not gonna say. When asked,
okay, so it's not gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
Johnson. Yeah.
No, I don't think it is. He said when he was asked why he's rebooting the franchise instead of making Kick-Ass 3, he said, because I think the clue is in the title. I think Kick-Ass, it became a new type of genre. Everyone went like, whenever we made it, everyone was like, oh, you can't make rated R superheroes. No one will want to see an R-rated superhero. You can't do this. You can't do that. So I had to say dare, and it was so nuts that I went, yeah, great. It'll cause just as much controversy, and everyone will talk about it, and as many people will love it, will hate it, but I'm not saying it hasn't got the characters in it and won't have, I'm just saying it's not what anyone could be imagining what it is, and I'm going to need one very, very brave actor or actress to play the new Kick-Ass because it will scare the shit out of them.
Why Matthew Vaughn acting like, oh God,
Matthew Vaughn's kind of extra. I don't know if y'all are familiar with. Yeah.
The reason you not doing a Kick-Ass 3 is because Millar didn't write a Kick-Ass 3.
Exactly.
He wrote Kick-Ass 1 and 2 and then rebooted it in a sense where it was really a sequel with a sister in Dave's place. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Well,
that's why.
Yeah, no, you got to remember too. You got to remember how extra Matthew Vaughn is. This is the same guy that made not just Kick-Ass, but the same guy that made the Kingsman's movies.
That's what I was gonna say. Like 3 different Millar properties are better than their source material.
Right. Like,
I haven't seen Super Crooks yet, so I can't say anything about Super Crooks.
Super Crooks is good. I like Super Crooks. It's that is a. Whew, it's wild. It's wild.
You talking about the anime or you talking about
anime? I'm talking about the anime.
Okay.
I didn't finish it. I only watched like the first 3 episodes of it, but like they didn't pull any punches really. They didn't really pull any punches with it. And you know what I think is sad? That because Super Crooks is a spinoff of Jupiter's Legacy, more or less. The way it's done, and it's like, man, it's a crying shame that y'all fucked off Jupiter's Legacy. But
and the book over here is still running, chilling.
Dude, right? They just came out. Didn't a new issue just come out this week? Look, it is what it is. And then the last thing, we got one last thing we're talking about real quick. This is just an announcement. But remember we talked about the the Beetle, the Blue Beetle movie.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say Yellow Submarine.
My bad. Okay, so the homie was oh god, what's his name? Zolo Maradina, I believe is his name. The guy that's on Cobra Kai. He plays he plays one of the main characters on Cobra Kai. He's gonna be playing Blue Beetle in the DCEU. Remember when we originally talked about this? They said that the movie was gonna go straight to HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's changed. Not going to HBO Max. Not straight to HBO Max, at least. It's actually going to be released in theaters now.
That's not a good idea.
I don't know. I disagree. Because people are starting to go to the theater again. And I mean, granted, No Way Home is a special exception because it's such a huge movie. I think people went just cause.
Oh yeah, but that's not what I meant. I just think it's more so. Blue Beetle is more of a comic fan character as opposed to Spider-Man. I don't see a lot of motherfuckers going to the movies for Blue Beetle.
Well, honestly, I think that's going to change.
Okay.
Because here's the thing we got to think about. This is the first Latino superhero to get a movie from DC. Here's the other crazy thing. First Latino superhero to get a movie of this magnitude from and I'm talking about from Marvel or DC, period.
Yeah.
Because we still haven't gotten a Latino superhero movie from Marvel yet. And I kind of think that's why DC's doing it. I'm not saying they're doing it to spite them, but they kind of want to get ahead. Like everybody's trying to drink from the representation well. Everybody's trying to get that diversity check. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because that means they're trying to get more visibility out there. I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
But I think that and I'm saying this speaking as someone who one of my closest friends, NSA Jose. We've talked about this on multiple occasions about how he always is telling me how ready he is to finally see himself represented on the big screen the way everybody else is getting. We've gotten Shang-Chi Asian representation is now getting more out there with these Marvel films. We're kind of seeing it on the Disney Plus side of things, but really haven't seen it done on that level yet. And I think that it's like me and you, what do we always say when people say, hey, if Marvel did a Latinx superhero movie, who'd you want to see? What do we always say? Almost always Ghost Rider. Just put Robbie Reyes out there. It's kind of the same thing for Blue Beetle. Yeah, I do agree. People don't know Blue Beetle. But that doesn't mean they can't get to know Blue Beetle.
Okay.
I think if you show a lit enough trailer, if they put a trailer out, and that trailer is I mean, by all accounts, unfucking deniable. Kind of remember when we said this with Morbius. Remember when they showed when we looked at that scene from Morbius. That was one of the things we said. We were like, dude, this actually I don't want to see nothing else. This actually it's oh, this right here is enough. Because a lot of people there were a lot of people who checked out on Morbius. They're like, no, I don't give a fuck about Morbius. When Sony released that scene, a lot of people's minds changed. And I think that's what they're going to do with Blue Beetle. Now, they have time. They've got time, because this shit ain't coming out till 2023. Summer 2023. There's a long time to get some footage together, to build up interest. And if Warner Brothers and DC can get their shit back together, because, we got The Batman coming up. We've also got a Flashpoint movie that we have actually seen footage from. We got a Black Adam movie that's coming that we've finally seen footage from. I think that if DC can do a good enough job in building up goodwill with these movies, regardless of whether they're interconnected or not, I think you might be able to sway. They might be able to get people back on their side, because they kind of almost did it with Shazam and Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was a meme that was going around for the longest time. It was like, oh, all of DC's movies suck except for the ones that they don't, that don't have Batman and Superman in it.
Yeah.
it's like, oh wow, people actually liked Wonder Woman. Oh wow, except for I'm not talking about the first one, not 84. People actually liked Aquaman. People love Shazam. Like Shazam is still to this day my favorite DCEU film.
I still need to watch that movie.
Dude, it's great. I think it's a great movie. And I think it's sad that by the way, we're also getting a sequel to it, but I think it's sad it's taking them this long to get it done. But yeah. So that's the thing. It's happening.
Okay.
Blue Beetle. No, I don't think we'll have any Ted Kord to speak of in this movie. But we'll definitely be getting some Jaime Reyes in our lives, and I think we'll all be better for it. That said, let's get into some questions. Oh yeah, Shadow the Cat actually pointed out some here. Yeah, talking about the Suicide Squad. I almost forgot. I actually just went and bought that. Dude, okay, let me tell you something. That's how you know I like some shit.
Hmm.
Do I have it over here? Yeah. I bought this shit in 4K.
Yeah.
I bought this shit in 4K. That means I loved it. Do you know how much 4K Blu-rays cost?
I know how much Blu-ray. Yeah. I can't say that because the first Blu-ray I bought because I really wanted to like that movie, but I could never finish it, was Man of Steel.
Damn. I do own Man of Steel on Blu-ray, but
yeah,
it was more because like there was I think it had a 3D Blu-ray and I had a 3D TV at the time.
Oh God, I remember those.
Yeah, so there's that. Let's see. Do we have any? Let me see if we have any questions from the Discord. And yeah, go ahead and start putting your questions in for the chat because we will be answering them. So here we got one right here. Dude, man says my Blerd people, today is a brother's 39th birthday. Oh man, hey, dude, that means wow. So you turned 39 just a week after I did. Jesus.
Congrats.
Dude, yes.
Old timer.
Dude, hey, look, hey. Woo, man. We getting there. We getting there. We getting there.
You get to say that you lived through a live action Cowboy Bebop that was canceled 1 week after it dropped.
You did. Yeah, and you know what's funny? There's actually a petition going right now to bring it back. Already. So yeah. I mean, it had fans. And I mean, I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but I didn't hate it.
The Klan has fans too. Don't mean I gotta like them.
Anyway, I'm moving on. Dude man's question is, my Blerd people, today is the brother's 39th birthday, stepping closer to another milestone in my life, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared, but it is all part of this thing called life.
Yes,
my
sir.
question is, what are some milestones in your life that made you look back or look back on and look forward to? Hashtag 80s baby, hashtag 12/18/1982, same birthday as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Dude, yeah, that is Stone Cold's birthday. God damn. Look, hey, December babies, man. December babies. We're out here.
Yeah, man.
We're out here. You know what that means. Someone got a good Valentine's Day gift. Anyway, I'm joking. So, or rather, you maybe got a little Twitter pated in the spring. But yeah, milestones that I look back on in my life or things that I look forward to. Honestly, actually was talking about this with my daughter last night when we were leaving the theater, when we were talking about the whole happy cry thing. Because she was asking me, like, what was a time that I happy cried?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, honestly, I was like, the day I met you. The day she was born.
What the fuck could I say to that? How do I top that?
Well, I mean, you don't have to top it. I'm just saying. It was a cool thing.
I can't say shit. I just gotta shut the fuck up after that one.
Anyway, but no, seriously, like it was a thing, like, you know, because I think I was very, I think, you know, openly, I talk about this now, but initially I never wanted children. Hell, I didn't want kids. Cersei was kind of a surprise. But and I actually wrestled with how I felt about, like, how am I gonna feel when this happens? And even through the entire pregnancy, I was just kind of like in a haze because it wasn't real to me. But like the day, like literally the second I laid eyes on her, it was like, boom, that was it. And she has had me wrapped around this finger, that finger, and every other finger ever since. So
Yeah.
But let's see here. Yeah, but that's mine. I don't know. That's all I got for that one. Let's see. Rough Rider says, and this is actually referring to Spider-Man No Way Home, says, does this count as a Sinister Six movie? No. Because was it Green Goblin, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, Doc Ock? It's only 5 people. Though you could make a case to say they planted some seeds.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shadow the Cat says, No Way Home post-credit spoilers question. Do you think that the first post-credit scene is more likely going to a Secret Wars movie or Flash Thompson getting the symbiote? Do you think Secret Wars is what this phase leads to?
Oh, please get Flash Thompson out here. This rendition.
We technically kind of already talked about it earlier, but I don't think it'll be anything like that. I think it'll be more contained, more grounded. Urban Person Strong Style says, should non-mutants be allowed to join X teams like the X-Men?
I would say that's already been proven since Juggernaut is on an X team.
Yes. Well, it has technically been in the X-Men.
He has been in before the whole Krakoa thing. He was in that team.
Yeah, he was on the Uncanny X-Men. And even I think before that, he's been on the team. Like, he's been around the team.
Oh yeah, like years prior. Like, I remember when he was on there, and fucking Mystique was on that team at one point.
Yeah. Not to mention, it wouldn't be the first time either, because hell, granted, she wasn't like superheroing with them, but Carol Danvers used to run hard with the X-Men back in Chris Claremont's early days of his run. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not against it. I don't think they should make a habit of having like a ton of people that are just normal humans on there, but like, it's kind of like, I look at it like the Fantastic Four. Every now and again, you have people sub in. Like, you know, yeah, the Fantastic Four is Reed, Sue, Ben, and Johnny, and, you know, Valeria and Franklin. But, you know, sometimes Spider-Man's there. Sometimes Storm is there. Sometimes Black Panther's there. Sometimes
it's funny you say
She-Hulk is there.
Because I was looking at the teams on Ultimate Alliance 3, and there is a team of just the Fantastic Four subs, like Wolverine.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, if you put Storm, Black Panther, Wolverine, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's like a Fantastic Four subs. There's a Midnight Suns. There is a I think if you put, because now the Fantastic Four are actually in the game like proper because of the DLC, you can actually get, I think, a Future Foundation bonus, I believe. And there's like there's all kind. Dude, they have a straight up killers bonus. Like, if you put people like if you take like Psylocke, Black Widow, who else? Oh, Electra, and Deadpool. They don't call it straight up killers, but it's basically the way they word is like, oh, these are the murderers. These are people who got bodies. These motherfuckers who got bodies out here. But so yeah, that's our questions from the Discord this week. Let's go ahead and jump into our chat questions. Because we got questions from the chat. All right, let's see here. What do we got? I saw one literally just a second ago, and it looks like I have lost it as quick as I saw it. Oh, here it is. Kenshin Sakuma asks, Peacemaker show thoughts.
It's not out yet, is it?
No, but it will be out next month, I believe.
Okay.
But just ask, like, what do we think about, like, how the show's going to be? I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially having just recently watched The Suicide Squad again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious as to how it's going to play out. I mean, we kind of got a taste from the trailers that we're basically going to be seeing Peacemaker go through a transformation that will, I guess, maybe make him less unlikable. I mean, he's a likable character, but yeah, he also is an unlikable character at the same time. I think that's kind of the whole trick that James Gunn pulls with the Suicide Squad, is that Peacemaker shows up, he's a jackass, and you're not supposed to like him, but he finds a way to endear you to him, and then towards the end of the movie be like, oh yeah, remember earlier? That I feel like he does a good job with that. So I'm wondering how, and I kind of already know how they're going to do it. They're going to do it by showing you how he was raised, like what he had to deal with growing up and what kind of turned him into the person that he is. But I think they're also going to kind of show us a transformation of showing him maybe potentially transcending that. Yeah, having human growth.
I think he'll be redeemed in the negative sense. If there's a negative way to be redeemed, I think that's what this is going to be. I think he won't be, I don't think he'll be killing. He said that he cared for peace and he didn't care how many men, women, or children he had to kill to get it. Mm-hmm. I think he'll kind of loosen up on that aspect of it. But yeah, if there's a negative way to be redeemed, I think that's what's going to happen with Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Sammy Wilshire says, speaking of the Blue Beetle movie, do you want Jaime to be self-taught or have a mentor like Booster Gold? I would actually kind of like, because here's the thing. I feel like the mentor trope is not overused yet, but I feel like eventually it will be, because we do know that we've had Spider-Man with the Tony Stark mentor.
Yeah.
We've had Scott Lang as Ant-Man with Hank Pym as his mentor. And that's just the MCU. And then technically right now, it's still with the MCU. We have Kate Bishop with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
That said, knowing what we know about movies coming up like Black Adam, we know that eventually we're going to get to that movie. Dr. Fate is in it. And it's kind of been implied that if we were to see a modern day Dr. Fate, that it probably would not still be Pierce Brosnan, who is going to be playing the original Kent Nelson version of Dr. Fate. There's been implications that we might see a Khaled Nassour version. And if that is the case, we would likely see, kind of like how it is in the comics right now, Khaled has Kent as his mentor. I wouldn't be against it if a Ted Kord or a Booster Gold, whatever, was his mentor. But I would almost kind of want him to figure it out himself at first. You know what I mean? Especially since this is going to be the first major motion picture superhero movie with a Latino superhero.
Yeah.
I almost kind of want him to be self-taught. I don't want some white dude teaching him the ropes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just where my head is at. I want him to be self-made man.
Okay.
Let's see. We got one here from Gage. Says, do you guys think Tom Holland will meet his own versions of Otto, Norman, etc. in his universe? Like, imagine I'm meeting someone and him asking what their name is and they say Norman Osborn. Like, okay, I actually thought about this.
Okay.
So remember how in the trailer, Doc Ock takes off Peter's mask and he says, "You're not Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
You're not my Peter." You know, that is something that I could easily see them playing with, where like the versions that we see in the main Marvel universe are different than the ones that come from those previous movies. Now, I could easily see them bringing those actors back to play the newer versions, but considering that their Peter, obviously isn't the Tom Holland version of Peter Parker, I almost think it would make more sense to make them new characters, to make them people that are fresh. So that way it surprises them. Kind of like how, remember, what was it, in Homecoming? Michelle, who, is MJ. How, like, at the end of the movie, she's like, "Oh, well, my friends call me MJ." Because, like, the whole movie, you don't really know. I don't think she ever says.
She actually said her whole name in this movie.
Jones
Watson.
Yeah, Jones Watson. And I remember actually in Homecoming, you never know her name until the end, where she actually says, "Oh yeah, my friends call me Michelle," or "My name's Michelle, but my friends call me MJ." You know, like, but she's not the MJ from the previous movies. So yeah, it would make more sense to have them be different people, because that's kind of like what they did in Spider-Verse. In Spider-Verse, you had Peter B. Parker, who technically he did look like the Peter Parker from earlier in the movie, but that Peter was blonde and kind of looked more like Ben Reilly.
Ben Reilly, yep.
Yeah, so like it's kind of one of those deals where like I could see them doing different actors, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But it would actually kind of make for those moments where like, what if in, let's say, the next Spider-Man movie, Peter has this new guy in his life that's trying to be his mentor or someone that he looks up to, and then suddenly he realizes, oh shit, this is Norman. Or this is Otto. And he kind of already has it in his head what's going to happen with these people.
Yeah.
And let's say he kind of tries to do everything humanly possible to stop them from becoming the people that he knows that they are, quotey fingers fated to become. And it still happens anyway. Matter of fact, him trying makes it even more likely to happen. Like, I could see that being something that they play with. But I honestly kind of want them to just do new villains. I don't want them to retread anybody we've already seen just yet. If you're going to make 3 more movies, give me the movie that... Because I think, didn't they say originally? No Way Home was going to be Kraven. Kraven was one of the ideas they had. I'd rather them go with that idea. But... maybe somebody says, "Yeah, I'm gonna hunt Spider-Man," because now with everything that's happening, Jameson being there and everything, I can see Jameson, because remember, a lot of Spider-Man's villains used to come after him because of J. Jonah Jameson. But I don't know. Wait, Hogan's birthday is in December? Well, guess what, Hogan? You can go to hell.
Jesus Christ.
I still love Tony Schiavone for that. Let's see here. But yeah, Michael Ray says, Ernie brings up a good point. DC has done okay, but outside of their big properties, the Trinity and Justice League have been mostly handled poorly. But Aquaman, Shazam, Suicide Squad, they've been okay. I think that's because I think they don't try too hard. You get what I'm saying, though? Like, I think with Superman and Batman, they try too hard to be different. They try too hard to do shit, and they end up muddying the water. These other movies, I don't think they try. I'm not saying that they're not giving it their best effort, but I'm just saying they're not trying to be extra about it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to make a good movie. But with Batman and Superman, Justice League, it's like, no. We got to go hard in the paint. We got to go all out. We got to make this shit the craziest, most off-the-wall shit we've ever seen. And it ends up biting them in the ass.
Is that how you feel about the Batman that's coming out?
The Batman I'm genuinely interested in, but I do feel like they're being kind of extra with the characters. Okay, so to give you an idea, my mother grew up, or rather, I grew up on Batman because of my mother. My mother used to get me Batman comics all the time, so she used to watch the cartoons, the movies, all the stuff with me. So when I actually sat her down and said, "Hey, watch this Batman trailer," because she had no knowledge of it. She'd never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So after we watched the trailer, I went back and I started pausing it. I said, now the Riddler she figured out because of the coffee cup. But when they show that little quick glimpse in where he's got the shit all over his face, got the duct tape, the gimp mask and shit, she was like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I was like, "That's the Riddler." She was like, "Really? All right." And then when I showed her the Penguin, first off, she was amazed that was Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And then she just looked at it, she was like, okay, that's a choice for the Penguin. And then when she saw, what was it, Zoe Kravitz walk out, she's like, "Oh, Zoe Kravitz, like, who she's playing?" I was like, "Oh, she's playing Catwoman." And she was like, "Okay." Because she still comes from a time where she still remembers Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt.
So, like, to her, that wasn't no news. That wasn't anything new to her. So she was like, "All right, cool." That was like, she's like, "Bet." But yeah, I think they are trying a little, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. I just think that when they go that hard, there's a higher margin for error.
Okay.
But let's see here. Let's see. Question from Mr. Third or Mystery Third. In No Way Home, what's stopping someone from Googling Spider-Man and seeing previous posts and articles of Peter Parker? Okay, I can answer this question because they actually just recently answered it in Devil's Reign.
In Devil's Reign, yep. Me and you were right there, yep.
Okay, so if you're not reading Chip Zdarsky's Devil's Reign, here's what you need to know. So way back, I believe this was Charles Soule when he was doing Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
The Purple Children kind of did the same thing Doctor Strange tried to do in the movie. But basically, they projected a signal out and they basically told people that Matt Murdock isn't Daredevil. And that didn't just affect what they, like their memories, it affected everything they saw. So anyone who sees, like, what was it? The whole point is with Kingpin, he has the file that has Daredevil's secret identity. When he pulls out the file, goes through it, and it's a file literally labeled Daredevil's identity, what does he see on that motherfucker? Blank page. This blank-ass page. Got him hot. Because now he knows he knew, but now he don't know.
Yeah. There's either, I think they said it was, there's either nothing there or it's something
or
like completely different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Fisk knew that he fucked with it. Yep, matter of fact, yeah, there you go. Yeah, matter of fact, Kenshin actually threw it out there too. Let's see here. Let's see. Here's one right here. It says, do you ever think we could see someone from WWE in the MCU? Like, I could really see Sasha Banks playing Electra or maybe even Spider-Gwen or something like that.
Fuck out of here. Ew, no. Absolutely not. No. Fuck out of here. No.
Okay. I will say this. I would rather they bring back Elodie Young, I believe who it was that played Electra from the Daredevil television series. But I could see Sasha Banks in the MCU, but just not as either of those characters.
I would ban whoever asked that question if I could find it.
Don't do it. But no.
You know what? Make Shane fucking Rhodey. Why don't we do that too? Why don't we make Vince?
Here comes Rhodey.
Jesus
Here comes Rhodey. Rhodey.
Oh, God.
Actually, okay, now that we've spoken that into existence, you know it's going to happen now. No, I actually like Sasha Banks in The Mandalorian, even though she didn't really do a whole lot. She did about what I kind of expected her to do, more or less. Did you see her in The Mandalorian?
I saw her in The Mandalorian, but I'm going to still tell whoever asked that question, get out.
Nah, don't go nowhere. Just go hide in the corner. Carter won't see you. Don't move. His vision is based on movement.
That's fucked up.
Just stand still. Just stand very still. No, I think if I wanted to see Sasha Banks in the MCU as anybody, as anyone, I tell you what, I couldn't see her as Electra. I don't think I could see her as Electra, but oh man.
Why don't we make Paul Heyman Marvel? Why don't we do that?
God
Jesus
damn you.
Christ.
God damn you. No, I'm blanking on somebody because you know what? We already kind of have actors playing some of these characters already.
You know why you blanking on everybody?
Because I can't
Because
think of
ain't no
anybody.
good goddamn fit.
Okay, I
Fuck
tell you what.
outta
I tell you
here,
what. No. I will say this though. The more I've seen of Sonya Deville, I can see her in the MCU acting as somebody.
Okay.
I can actually see her. I can see her doing it. She's because somebody said it a ways back. For those if you don't know who I'm talking, for those who don't know who I'm talking about, Sonya Deville, she is a former MMA fighter, who has, for the most part, she's been in WWE for a while, but she's never really just like, I guess, gotten out there. You know what I mean? Like she's never really gotten like her star has not, you know, in WWE has never really gotten quite where it needs to be. But I could actually see Sonya Deville in the MCU. I think she'd make a good Spider-Woman. Yeah. I think she could actually make a good Spider-Woman if they decide to go that route. But because for a while she kind of went to the stage where she wasn't wrestling anymore, and she was just kind of acting as like a personality. And she actually kind of proved to me she actually does have the chops. Now, when the person originally said this is when she first started just becoming a personality. I was kind of like, let's wait and see. But now that we've seen, I'm like, okay, yeah, she actually can do it. There are wrestlers who can act. I mean, technically, you kind of have to be a half-ass decent actor in order to be a wrestler. It's just that it's very rare that we see a wrestler who is so good that you forget they used to be a wrestler. It's kind of like John Cena. Like, we still remember John Cena was a wrestler, but sometimes, especially recently, he's been doing stuff to where we're like, he's finally getting to where The Rock is now. Okay, he's finally getting there. Like, Triple H couldn't get it. Was it Jarko Grimwood from Blade Trinity?
Yeah.
And then we got Batista. I don't even think of Batista as a wrestler anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the thing.
Here's one question, because I don't think you actually talked about this from Bill 93505. Did you guys touch on the Cassandra Nova and Gambit news? This I don't know if you know, but okay.
I know Chris Claremont is been tapped. He's been tapped to return to write Gambit. Now the Cassandra Nova news, I don't know about.
So Cassandra Nova was recently announced to be the final member of the Marauders on Steve Orlando's book.
Okay, I actually see it now. Okay. You know what? I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm into it. Actually, I found the cover even. I found the cover for it even. But yeah, here it is right here. That's the announcement cover. I'm interested to see how that's going to play out because Cassandra Nova is such a problem. For those that don't know, Cassandra Nova is a character who is basically I guess you could technically say the unborn twin sister of Charles Xavier. And okay, getting into her background it induces all kinds of eye rolling because you basically just have to know this is a Grant Morrison deal, and Grant Morrison shit is crazy as cat shit. So you just have to like, I remember when I was doing this shit for Heroes Reborn, and I was trying to do like a quick, here's who Cassandra Nova is because she popped up in one of the tie-ins.
Yeah.
I remember I rolled my eyes so hard talking about it because it's so fucking stupid. But basically just know she existed, she's a thing, and for a while I think she only existed inside of Charles's mind. Yeah. And I think she came back, I think for X-Men Red, and I don't remember what happened to her after that, but
okay.
Anyways, yes, I'm perfectly okay with this. I trust Steve Orlando to tell a competent story because that's typically what Steve Orlando does. He tells at the very least, competent stories. At the very best, freaking amazing stories. So there you go. So that's what I expect. Let's see here. Yeah, Morrison's X stuff would be problematic for general audiences. Yes, I don't want to see. Okay, let's put it this way: Doom Patrol, the TV show, it lives and dies by most of Grant Morrison's creations. Most of the Doom Patrol show is based on Grant Morrison's run, and somehow they find a way to make it work. And even that shit is kind of problematic if you hear about it out of context. Like if someone tries to explain to you the Night of the Living Dead were assholes, ain't nobody gonna understand what the fuck you talking about unless they didn't seen the show. Let's see here. Was it Kate Pryde's dad died on Genosha, right? So that's gonna be tense. Yes, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna want to have to fuck with that. Keith Petty says, question, is Bailey still around? Yes. But she is out on injury. She is coming back soon. I'm kind of hoping that she stays how she was when she left. I never thought I'd say it, but I actually really liked Bailey as a bad guy. Look, I was like, shoot, look, that hug life is gone. She embraced that shit. She embraced that heel shit. I'm here for it. Let's see here. What we got here? Okay, here we go. Shaman 05 Line says, Chloe Grace Moretz is the one and only hit girl for me. I think that she's a decent actress as well. If you can cast her as any character, what would it be? Who in the MCU, who in the DCU? So okay, I tell you what. This would be easier. DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could make a good, even though technically I don't think anyone should. Okay, let me preface what I'm about to say by saying that I don't think Black Canary needs to be recast.
Mm-hmm.
I like Journey Smollett as Black Canary. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if they decide to ignore that casting, considering that the DCU quickly ignored Birds of Prey with the Suicide Squad, even though I know the reasoning behind that's because James Gunn just never saw it. So he didn't. I think the movie was being made or was coming out when he was writing the Suicide Squad, so that makes sense. Or they were in production around the same time, so it's fine. But I can see her as like a Black Canary. Yeah, I can see her as, maybe that, or if they decided to kind of bank on her forever youthfulness, she can make a good Artemis Croc, or whatever. Even though I kind of like the way they're doing Artemis on Stargirl. If you wanted to make a completely different Stargirl, she could be Stargirl in the DCU if you wanted to go that route, even though I think that the person playing her is perfectly fine on television. As for the MCU, that one's a bit tougher. But since we already got Haley Steinfeld playing Kate Bishop, make her Spider-Gwen. There you go. That was not difficult. I'm lying. I actually had to think about that. Let's see here. What we got one here. We got one from Talali House with $2 super chat. Says, just want to show love here to the late Bell Hooks. Oh yeah. Dude, I forgot about that. Bell Hooks. I think Bell Hooks passed away. It wasn't yesterday, but I think it was like a couple of days ago. I believe. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Bell Hooks, she basically was an author who changed the way people view, black men, women, feminism from a black perspective, black people's role in America, and a laundry list of other shit. I believe, let me see, I'm looking to see when she passed. Actually, no. Yeah, she passed away on the 15th. She passed away on the 15th of this month, which, it sucks. It sucks because, dude, we've lost a lot of people. There's a ton of people I've recently discovered in the last few days have passed away since our last cave. We're losing legends. We're losing living legends at that. They're now no longer living legends.
Oh, I got 2 for that Chloe Grace Moretz question.
Oh, what you got? Who you got? Who you got on it?
Delete Haley Steinfeld and give her a Hawkeye.
Okay.
And DC, spoiler.
I thought about spoiler. I've actually thought about that one, but I wasn't sure. I could see her as Kate
spoiler,
Bishop.
or you could go Tara.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that too. Chi-Town Dan with the $5 super chat says that issue of Marauder should be half the book of Kate and Emma just beating 3 sets of breaks off Cassandra Nova. Bruh.
They not whooping Cassandra Nova. Y'all don't know how powerful that woman is.
Yeah, Cassandra Nova's a whole problem.
Whooping. You see them big ass ears? Them big ass ears got some power behind them on that cover.
Oh yeah, here, look. I'm gonna pull it back up because I want y'all to see it again. Look. This Cassandra Nova's like a reverse Saiyan. Like she, the Saiyan that big bushy blonde gold hair. No. Hers is reverse. The balder that head, the shinier that bald head, the more powerful she getting. The bigger them ears get, the more damage she can do. Dude, she didn't always do. Cassandra Nova has an unfortunate look about her.
That is the strangest way I've heard of calling somebody ugly.
Just you have an unfortunate look.
Fortunate look. I'm stealing that. I'm using that. Oh, I'm using that.
Let's see here.
I don't know what this super chat is. I don't know what kind of currency that is.
I don't know what kind of currency it is. Wait, actually, I might be able to look it up here. Let's see. Okay, so they want to see the shirt. Malaysian. That's Malaysian currency. Good Lord.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We got Malaysian out here. I'm here for it. Let's go. They said they want to see the full shirt, full screen here. I'm gonna pull it up so y'all can see.
Man, y'all better subscribe to my OnlyFans. You want to see my shirts? You want to see me full screen?
This is so. If it's not obvious, it's the This is the Maximum Carnage cover. So Amazing Spider-Man 378. This is basically that cover. You can see Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, all that good shit.
You know, Jazz was just streaming that a couple days ago, actually.
What?
Man, he was streaming Maximum Carnage, getting tore up by Shriek.
Damn. That game is hard.
That game is hard as fuck.
That game is hard as fuck. I actually went back and tried to play it. Dude, I went back and tried to play it not that long ago, dude. I cut the game off. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Maximum Carnage is hard as fuck.
And then here, let's see here. Damn. Cassandra Nova looked like what I imagine Master Roshi clean shaven. God damn. Let's see here. Man, the female Nappa. Oh, god damn. See, I got the gold foil version. Dude.
Nice.
That shit is nice. I wish I still had my old Maximum Carnage comics, dude. What's your thoughts on possibly I'm assuming they're talking about Chloe Grace Moretz as Rogue in the MCU? No, I don't want to see her as Rogue in the MCU. I want Rogue to be more like Rogue. I feel like Anna Paquin was just kind of playing her character Sookie Stackhouse off True Blood in the X-Men movies. I want to see...
Sookie before Sookie?
Yeah, she was Sookie before Sookie, which is basically say she was playing herself. Let's see. Let's see here. JF said, Amazing Spider-Man 378 was one of my first comics. Imagine reading that as a child. Just bonkers. Dude, okay. So, yeah, I actually remember getting that comic. Like, my mom taking me to the comic book shop and actually reading some of the, like, I think, what was it, when Carnage first showed up, before Maximum Carnage, that shit messed my head up. Because I was like, oh, my God. Like, I remember reading the comic and then when it dawned on me that he had wrote, like, a message in blood on a wall for Spider-Man to find, I was just like, oh. I was like, you different. Let's see here. Scott Fitzgerald said Bryce Dallas Howard is Rogue. I can see it. She's a good actress, though. She's a good actress. She could pull it off. I think she could pull it off. I mean,
I'd rather see her as Madeline Pryor.
You rather see her as Madeline Pryor? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Here, I'll throw you one better. You know what? Okay, so here, I want to see something here. For those who don't know who we're talking about here, I want to pull her up. So
the girl that's always confused with Jessica Chastain. People can't tell them.
Very, very, very. Dude, you know what's funny? It's so funny you say that because they showed a movie trailer before Spider-Man. It was basically, it had Jessica Chastain in it for a split second. I had to ask myself, I was like, is that Bryce Dallas Howard? That her? Had to think about it for a second. But no, she actually does a good job of playing believable characters. She usually can convince me she is whoever it is that she is to be playing. I could see her as I could definitely see her as a Madeline Pryor. Because if I'm not mistaken, she is a natural redhead anyway. So she would actually think she would make, if she could play Madeline Pryor, she could also play Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be 100% in for that. 100%. Let's see. Thoughts on Jodie Turner-Smith as a possible Storm? Jodie Turner-Smith.
Queen
that's
Slim.
one she's come up like that's not the first time I think that actress has come up.
Yeah.
In when people have talked about her for that role. The only caveat that I will put towards that for Jodie Turner-Smith,
Mm-hmm.
I actually think she could do it.
But
I'm gonna bring up the same thing everyone else brings up.
okay.
People love to bring up Storm's height. And they always say, oh, we need an actual tall actress to play her. But then the actresses that people bring up are shorter than Storm. So, like, I think she's 5'9", which that's fine. I mean, I think that's perfectly fine. But I just think, people always, whenever people bring up the actresses that they want to play Storm, I always find it funny that these will be the same people that say, oh, no, I want a tall actress to play Storm. Then they pick some chick that's like 5'5". It's like, so you think a tall woman is 5'5"? Interesting. You would be scared to death of women in my house. My wife is 6'1". Let's see here. Wanda Sykes' Storm. No. No. I could definitely see her as Tempo. I could definitely see Jodie Turner-Smith as Tempo. Could definitely see it. Definitely. Let's see here. And here, let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll get ready to get out of here. We got Cloudy D with the new, with the channel membership. Blerd Club Silver says late, and I got to rewind, but hope everyone is well. We appreciate you, pimp. Much appreciated. Ed Boy in the Cup with the $2 super chat says Ram V on Carnage and Venom. Yes. Because Carnage is actually making a comeback. They're actually bringing Carnage back.
So stupid.
I know. Actually, did you read Amazing Spider-Man number 81? The one with Miles Morales on the cover?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think that was all kind of leading in that direction anyway. But they've actually talked about it while they're bringing it back because it's his anniversary. That's why. I mean, which I'm fine with. That's fine. It's whatever. No one. Well, because here's the thing: they're not bringing back Cletus. They're bringing back the symbiote. The symbiote's going to get a new host.
Right. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, symbiote's getting a new host. I'm fine with that because I mean, at least Cletus stays dead, or mostly. T1000 with $5 super chat says, just want to pay my Blerd Cave tribute. Have a great day and holiday next weekend. We will most definitely. Thank you. You do the same. And then we also got Cloudy D with a $5 super chat says, no spoilers. I need Peter in college to meet a guy named Bobby and a girl named Angelica. If you know, you know. Hey, if he gets amazing friends, I'm perfectly fine.
That would be cool. That would actually be cool.
I know. I'd be into it. I'd be totally into it. Totally into it. Let's see. Ed Boy Cuz said, I wouldn't be interested except for that it's Ram V. And that's honestly that's the reason why I'm interested, because I like Ram V so far. Ram V has been pretty good. Let's see here. Keith Petty asks, are you looking forward to Sabretooth coming out? Yes. Very much so. Very much so. Curious to see how it's going to go. Because this will be the first person that's been exiled to come back. If that's what this comic is actually about.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But that said, let's see here. Yeah, I saw it. I think, yeah, I saw it. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I just said it. I'm bouncing around. I'm catching them as they come, as I'm seeing them. Actually, I'm going back and looking.
Before, like, we're trying to catch them before YouTube gets rid of them.
Yeah, trying to. Keyword trying to. But yeah, that is that. Do you think Thor: Love and Thunder will be good? I feel like we forgot about that movie. I haven't forgotten about it. I just feel like there's not been anything to talk about. There was a leak supposedly of a cover or a poster.
Oh, a poster, yeah.
Yeah, but Taika Waititi said that it wasn't real. He said that.
Oh, okay.
He said that it was not. Like, there were some interesting looking images, and it had a picture of what Jane Foster would look like, but I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be true. You never know. But Taika Waititi might be taking the piss. But
I saw what you tried to do there.
What?
Taika. I saw what you tried.
I mean,
to do
you caught me. You caught me. What was it? The Knights of will the X in Knights of 10 be referring to the 10 realms of Otherworld? Most likely. I think so. Says, and then Keith Pay asks, Carter, when you moving back to the Midwest?
It should be sometime next year.
Okay.
We don't really have a definitive time, but it is most likely going to happen sometime next year. That's why I got to start streaming more, man, so I can make the big bucks. Got to start getting back on that pole. I got to blow up I got to get my OnlyFans popping. I need all the funds, man. I need all the funds.
You got to. Are you going to start putting in your Twitter? You put the LinkedIn. It's going to have like your OnlyFans, your Fansly, your Plexstorm, and all the other.
We're not doing Plexstorm and all the other stuff. I'm just going to have the OnlyFans popping. Black Lavender is making his return.
God damn.
Yeah, man. Carter don't even want a plate anymore. He wants a flight. He wants a flight.
I need plane fare. Yeah. I need flight money. But no, that's it. That's everything. That's the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, sisters, brothers, others. We are about to get out of here, and I definitely want to say, oh shit!
You fucking bastard! I knew it was coming.
We're on the way out. I was about to say, speaking of the devil, yeah, we will not be back next Saturday, because it will be Christmas. So I definitely want to say to all of you, I'm sure Carter feels the same. We wish you the merriest of Christmases. We hope you have a safe holiday. I hope that that you all get everything that you want, and maybe even some things that you didn't know you wanted, but you love just the same. And yeah, I wish nothing but the best for everyone here. You guys are fantastic, awesome, and y'all are just straight up amazing. And yeah, we're gonna get out of here. And in the words of Gabriel Knight, because he said, like I said, he's just dropping the super chat because he won't be able to do so next Saturday. I want to say thank you, and just for old time's sake, as we get ready to close out. Where I would like to say Banff. I'm actually just going to say 1999 Super Chat.